Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Core Set 2020 draft here on the channel. If you are watching this on YouTube, welcome. Before I dive in, I have a couple of announcements. First, if you do enjoy the video and would like to see more, be sure to hit that thumbs up button. If the video gets to 50 thumbs up, I will post another video tomorrow. So if you would like to catch more content and also support the channel at the same time, be sure to hit that thumbs up button. If you would like to get updates when I post future content, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Leave a comment if you have any questions at all. And if you would like to further support the channel, be sure to check it out over on patreon.com/NicolaiBolas. Today, we have a very special episode. We are going to be recording with a guest. Alex is joining us. He is a very qualified drafter. If you look here, he is on the leaderboard. But why don't you introduce yourself, Alex?
Yeah, sure. I'm Alex, lover of Limited, and yeah, I am very happy to be here. If you want to find some more of my stuff, my Twitter or my stream, I'm cord_o_calls. I'd be happy for you to come check me out, and yeah. Happy to be here.
Yeah, he's a great drafter. If you see here, he's got 12 trophies, which is a lot more trophies than I have on Magic Online, and he's been having a lot of success in this format. He specifically was one of the first people that drafted Mono Red to great success, so that's something that he shared with me, and I'm very grateful for that, and it's just cool to have him online. What has been your experience with the format so far, Alex?
So far, the first week of the format, I was really into the Sultai grindy decks, like blue, black, and green, black, just trying to grind a bunch of value, get to the late game. Recur a bunch of stuff with especially like Scholar of the Ages. That's the 7-mana 3/3 that enters and rebuys 2 instant sorceries. Like I love those grindy decks. And then I think as the format's progressed, I've picked up on the mono red deck, as you said, and then also like Elementals is always a strong thing if that's open.
Yeah, are there any strategies that you think are currently overdrafted or underdrafted in the set?
Yeah, I think as far as overdrafted goes, people have really picked up on those grindy blue-black and green-black decks, and it's kind of harder to get into those these days unless something wonky happens at your table. So I'd be cautious of trying to get into those. Just make sure you're reading the signals. Don't try to force anything. I do think that red is a little bit underdrafted, and white as well. But yeah, right. Yeah, I'm glad I'm not alone. I found white's a little underdrafted, but it's harder to get into white just because most of the white's commons aren't super strong. So even if it is open, you don't always get rewarded.
My experience with white has been that I get past I think there's 3 or 4 white commons that are actually good. Like I think the Dawning Angel, the Griffin Protector, and Pacifism are all like perfectly good commons. And I found that people I think overcorrected on white not being the greatest, and so they just don't draft it at all. And I think it's perfectly fine as a support color when you have like just a couple of the better commons. And so I'll get I got a second to last pick Dawning Angel in one of my recent drafts. I got like a 4th pick Safara, the 7-drop 7/7 Angel with lifelink, which is just insane in my opinion. And I think I've been drafting white like a couple of drafts recently, and I think even though a lot of the commons aren't that great, it definitely can still carry its weight, and people are maybe avoiding it too much.
Oh yeah, I totally agree. It's nowhere near unplayable, right?
Yeah.
It's the worst color, but it doesn't mean it's bad, right?
Exactly. And I think, especially in a supporting role, it can do good work because Pacifism is still a very good removal spell, and I think that the fact that people I'm getting like 7th pick Pacifisms, and people are just overcorrecting to a wide degree and in avoiding the color. I think people tend to think in extremes a little bit too much when it comes to colors. But
totally agree.
It looks like we have got our pack, and what goes through your mind when you first look at your pack?
So
what cards are you thinking about?
I usually, I think as most people do, they do a quick check of their rare, see if they got a great rare. And in this case, we didn't. We got a playable rare, but nothing too exciting.
Yeah, I actually played with it a little bit ago. And it was okay, but not
it can do stuff, right? Like it can actually do stuff. And then I look at the uncommons. We've got 2 pretty good uncommons in Ancestral Blade and Scholar of the Ages. So those are obviously considerations. But if you check, we're right at the end there. We've got the best common, or second best common, in my opinion, in the set is Murder.
What would you have as the best common?
So best common for me is Cloud Conceal.
Yeah, just too much value.
I think that one. Yeah, I think it's just too powerful. What's your take here?
Well, I really like Scholar of Ages. I love the looping that you can do with it. There's a lot of powerful things. I haven't actually played with a Murder yet. I've never actually seen a Murder, which means I've never gotten to draft it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't take it here out of this pack because this pack is quite good, but I've been very high on Cryptic Caves just as an 18th land, so I don't get mana screwed, but also kind of can play it as an 18th land. I really like that card. What do you think you take here? Do you think you take Scholar of Ages or Murder?
let's just take Murders. Cheaper card. I think Scholar has a higher ceiling, but you don't always play it in all of your blue decks just
Mm-hmm.
because you don't always get enough instant sorceries. And
Yeah.
so I think we'll just take Murders, the safe and powerful pick.
Yeah, it also kind of forces you to maybe go for some like late game loops that you might not want to end up going for. And a murder is overall just super powerful, hard to overstate how good it can be. Looking at this
Yeah,
pack,
exactly.
the rare is not quite as good. The uncommons are decent. An uncommon has been taken out of this pack though, so not really able to see any signals quite yet because there are quite a few good uncommons.
Hmm.
Uh,
I did just to go on that point there. I think it's really important to note what rarity of card has been taken out of your pack because a lot of
mhm.
times I'll see three uncommons are gone and people will say, "Oh, looks like blue's not open," but you can't really tell that because there's no commons gone, right?
Yeah,
So you just got
exactly.
to be a little bit careful about that.
Yeah, like if a common was gone and
For,
Mask of Immolation was in the pack, you might be able to think, well, maybe they didn't take a red card because Mask of Immolation was better
exactly,
than a lot of the red cards. But what card are you
exactly.
looking at in this pack? Like which cards immediately catch your eye?
I think the two big ones are Mask of Immolation and Audacious Thief. Those are the
Mm-hmm.
two best cards in the pack, in my opinion. But a close third is Overgrowth
Overgrowth, yeah.
Elemental. That
Overgrowth
card's
has
quite
been
good
impressive
too.
for me. I think Audacious Thief might just edge out Mask because it's a black card. Does that make sense to you?
I agree. I think they're very close, and I think because of our strong black start, we'll just stay here.
Yeah.
I'm very a big proponent of staying open, but because
Mm-hmm.
the cards are so close, I'm cool with taking the
Yeah.
card of the same
I,
color.
I like actually at Mask of Immolation in a black red deck sometimes because you can sometimes get a little like cutesy with like sacrifice themes and there's just a lot of overlap. Like if you get a Bone Splinters, it makes alongside a Mask of Immolation, it makes Active Treason a card you kind of want, and there's just some overlap there.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you think of Captivating Gyre? Is this a card you've been playing, a card you've been happy with, or you off of it?
Not so much. It looks like it's a card that does a lot of stuff, but for 6 mana, you like it's good when you cast it and it wins you the game, right? But
Mm-hmm.
you can't always expect your 6 mana card to do something when sometimes it just gets stuck in your hand, and sometimes
Yeah.
even when you do cast it, it's not that great. You're not at a point where you can really capitalize it on it, and it kind of they just replay their features.
So which cards are you looking at in
So
this
it's
pack?
okay.
Frost Links, Raise the Alarm, and Unchained Berserker kind of jump out to me. Maybe Boneclad Necromancer to stay black. What are you
Yeah,
thinking?
I would take Frostlings. I think it's good enough. I think it's much better than the black cards in this pack, and I think it's just the best card in the pack, to be honest.
Yeah,
So
I think it's
we'll
better
we'll
than
take
Raise
that.
the Alarm too, and
Yeah.
I think the closest pick for me after that was like maybe Boneclad Necromancer or something. But yeah,
Yeah.
next pack, and doesn't look like there's any really quality black cards. Epicure of Blood, not really a black card you're looking to take, especially early, and there aren't really any blue cards either. Frilled Sea Serpent and Fortress Crab, both very low power level cards. But there are some red cards. Which ones are you thinking about in this pack?
Yeah, so both the red commons here, Destructive Digger and Keldon Raider, are both solid cards. Nothing amazing, but they're both cards I'm happy to have in my deck. I do like the first Keldon Raider a little bit more than the first Destructive Digger.
Mm-hmm.
I'll play multiple Keldon Raiders. Usually, I only want one Digger, and
Yeah, I like the first Digger as
it's
well, but not
it's
after
double
that.
red, but that's fine. Like it's still early in the draft. We'll see how things pan out. I do like Keldon Raider here.
What do you
What
think
would
of
you take?
What do you think of Repeated Reverberation?
It's a card that like you can imagine working if you have like tons of shocks, but mostly it's just kind of
Yeah,
garbage. Like
in
it's
my
just too hard to make work.
I had it in a triple shock deck, and it was actually
Yeah.
quite good there. I had 3 shocks. I had about 12 instants and sorceries. The Keldon Raid is quite good in this pack. I think the fact that you can only really want one Destructive Digger really means that you don't have to prioritize it as much. Though the first Destructive Digger has actually been pretty good for me. This pack,
Yeah, I agree.
Ogre Siegebreaker is a gold uncommon, but does it even match up with the Pack Mastiff, or do we want to stay more flexible, or what are you thinking in this pack?
Yeah, so Oversiege Breaker is a good card, but it's definitely not one of the stronger gold cards. It's a little bit clunky. Sometimes you can do some cool things with the bow that pings things
Heart Piercer
or
Bow.
stuff like that, but it's not premium. It's good, but it's not great. I think here it's between like Siegebreaker and Pack Mastiff is a great 2-drop.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I would just take the Pack Massive just to stay a little below curve. It looks a little bit weird taking like a common over a gold uncommon, but these cards are close on power level.
There's also
Pack Massive is a card that looks a lot better than it, or sorry, is a lot better than it looks. So
there's,
I would just take
there's
Massive
also the
here.
off chance that we like move away from our black cards completely because we did first pick and then second pick black cards, and if black just doesn't end up being open, we could maybe move into a blue red deck or something like that. And if you keep looking, there's still not any really good black cards, but in this pack there's a Fry, there's an Unsummon, there's a blue red dual land. Which cards are you looking at in this pack?
Yeah, so this is about the point where I would take Fry or like those good
Mm-hmm.
sideboard cards.
Yeah,
I don't know exactly if I would take it here. I think I'm more likely to take I think it's close actually between Fry and Unsummon.
yeah, me too. I think yeah.
I like Fry actually. We might just take because like you can pick up Unsummons later, and Fry is a very high quality card if we do end up in red.
And also, we could just stick to our black-red deck. We don't necessarily move into blue yet.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't like to take the dual lanes until I know I'm going to want to be that color or potentially splash that color, or if it's just really super low impact of a like card I'm picking it over.
Yeah.
Okie doke. And
Wait, this pack's interesting.
yeah, there's an Apostle still, which is not really. Do you think you main deck Apostle? Have you been main decking it?
So I've been main decking Apostle and Unchained Berserker,
Yeah,
the
the
red
red one.
card that has
Yeah, the
protection.
one that we saw a little bit earlier. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just they're reasonable bodies. They're not great, but the upside of if you do face those colors is so high that
Yeah.
I'm willing to start them.
Yeah. What do you think? Do you think Keldon Raider, Metropolis Sprite? I haven't been playing Metropolis Sprite all that much, but I know it can do good work.
I think I would just take the Keldon Raider here. Metropolis Sprite is really good, but I think red has looked the most open
Yeah.
out of all these colors, and
Yeah.
while Metropolis Sprite's good, I think we'll just take another
As
red
we were
card.
saying, it's a little bit underdrafted potentially.
Mhm.
Okie doke. This pack looks pretty weak on the surface. I mean, Vorst Claw has been serviceable for me. I know you turned me on to Scorch Spitter being a playable card in the red aggressive decks, and Gauntlets of Light might warrant some discussion as well, just because it's a card to talk about. You've been playing against Gauntlets of Light and think it's a little bit better than maybe people think. Why do you think that? Yeah.
So I don't think it's a great card or anything, but I think if you end up in a spot where your draft's kind of gone off rails, maybe you went into white.
Also, which card do we take out of this pack? Sorcerer of the
Let's
Fang?
take Scorch Spitter just to highlight that
Yeah,
first.
okay,
I think I'd
perfect.
take Scorch
Yeah,
Spitter.
okay. Yeah,
What with
back to
Gauntlets,
Gauntlets.
I think if you end up in a place where you're maybe a little bit short on a plan, Gauntlets is a card that can really give you a plan of just have a low toughness creature, or sorry, high toughness creature, put the gauntlets on, and it turns into a real threat that your opponent needs to deal with.
Yeah, exactly. And a lot of the removal doesn't line up well against giving the creature more toughness. The red removal doesn't really dance super well. The green removal doesn't really. So it does pretty well against certain decks. In this pack, I'm leaning towards a Heart Piercer bow for the sideboard because I really do like having access to that. I haven't really played Sorcerer of the Fang. What do you think we take here?
Yeah, I would take bow. Sorcerer is okay, but I think I would just take bow here. Sorcerer is kind of replaceable. So.
Okie doke. Now, this pack, Sanitarium Skeleton came back. I like having access to one of those in certain decks. And then there's also Active Treason.
I think I'd take the skeleton here.
Yeah.
It's definitely a card that has a lot of applications.
Yeah, I think yeah, in the decks that want a skeleton, you really want a skeleton, and you can tend to get Active Treason pretty late.
Exactly.
Now,
all right, this is a good sign for us.
Fathom Fleet Cutthroat.
Yeah, I think I would take that.
I like the Cutthroat specifically with the Audacious Thief because they're going to block your Thief, even if they have a bigger creature, and so it works pretty well. We are getting kind of loaded up on 4-drops. Here, do you take the Epicure or the Colossus Hammer? Probably not the Hammer.
I think we should take the Epicure. Yeah. I don't think there's many.
Yeah, Colossus Hammer is not really where we want to be. Undead Servant, first one. This is a pretty good time to get an Undead Servant. I mean, not taking it over or anything. And now Infuriate as a card. What do you think of Infuriate? Have you been happy playing Infuriate?
Yeah, I think in my aggressive decks, I'm okay with playing a copy of that. 1-mana combat trick is pretty good.
Yeah. Bag of Holding comes back to haunt me again. I've seen this card many times. Everyone always asks me why I don't take it. And do you think this is a like premium rare that you always want to be taking?
I think pick one, pack one. I would take it above almost everything.
Yeah.
Once you know you're in your colors, I think it gets a little bit trickier.
Yeah. Like we have an Ember
Hauler
and a Mask.
Is a great card.
This is a great pack.
It's really, really close. I think I would just take the bag here, but both Ember Hauler and Mask are super high quality cards, and Mask is the exact kind of card you want in this deck, especially with our Cutthroat and our Sanitarium Skeleton.
Yeah, this is actually like the Bag of Holding is also kind of a combo with our Keldon Raiders, which kind of might be a little bit of extra upside. It also we could, I guess, if you discard a Sanitarium Skeleton with the trigger on the stack. Oh no, I guess that's not a trigger. It just gets exiled.
It's just a thing.
That doesn't work. That would be a sweet little like 5-mana combo to draw a card every turn. But yeah, I think Bag of Holding. I've passed up on this card enough, and I've had people like tell me that it's a really good card, and it seems like a pretty good late game engine. Even like though we are a black-red deck, we shouldn't be afraid of being a more controlling deck. I think after that, I would probably take Ember Hauler or Mask, but I'm not sure which one. If the bag weren't in the deck in there.
And a lot of times these black-red decks don't end up being like super aggressive. Sometimes they're more grindy, so bag can be really good.
Yeah, in this pack, immediately Rapacious Dragon pops out just as a nice little potential way to splash, and also 3/3. I've found that the 3/3 flying body is pretty relevant. Like it's bigger than most of the other flyers. The only one that's bigger is this Boreal Elemental type effect.
Yeah, I agree. Usually, I'm not super happy about 5-mana 3/3 flyer, but in this set, it's it lines up pretty well.
It also
So
is just a nice.
its body is fine.
Yeah, I can also get some mana going and just maybe let you double spell the following turn or something like that. Are you on Rapacious Dragon in this pack, or do you like taking a second Fry, or where are you at?
I think I would take the dragon here. I mean, having the second fry would be nice, but I think dragon it's just slightly, as a main deck card, I think edges out the fry.
Yeah, I think we're in a pretty good spot here because if we did see a super powerful blue card, we could just take it because our only real good black cards are the Murder and the Audacious Thief, and we do have a Frostlinks, which is comparable to the Audacious Thief. So
Yeah.
if we saw a good enough blue card, we could consider taking it. I don't know how good Flood of Tears is. I haven't actually gotten to play with it, but do you think this is a good enough card to be potentially worth speculating on?
No, I'm not a fan of this card. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I think the one place it is playable is in those Scholar of the Ages decks where
Yeah,
it can create some loops. But generally, just like bouncing the board and playing your one big thing isn't enough to win the game, and it just kind of gets stuck in your hand.
yeah.
Um,
There's not really any cards in black or red in this pack though. So what are you looking at for taking here?
I would take Aether Gust here because, like you were just saying a second ago, there's a chance we do end up in blue, and Aether Gust is comparable to Fry and how good it is as a sideboard card. So
Mm-hmm.
just speculating on possibly moving into blue if that's an option. We're not passing up anything here, so the
Yeah,
opportunity cost is really really low.
yeah.
Mind Rot's not a card I like in this format very much. If we want another Infuriate, we can get that at some
It
point.
might even wheel because the
No.
last one we got like third to last.
Exactly, yeah,
Yeah,
and all these other cards are
I
just
I
pretty
can get behind
replaceable.
Ether Gust as well. Just the only other card I would consider is like Thornwood Falls, just because like if you're doing some
Yeah,
crazy weird splash, but I don't usually go for that type of splash anyway. Okie
yeah.
doke. Immediately an uncommon that might be worth talking about. Where are you at on Goblin Ringleader? How many goblins do you need before you play Goblin Ringleader, or have you
So
ever played it?
yeah, I actually have played it a few times in the mono red decks. You do end up with quite a few goblins. I think there's 3 goblins at common. So if I have 9 goblins, I'll play it. That leads to a pretty good hit rate.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a card you can just jam in your red decks and just be good though. You have to be careful. But if it ever draws you a card, like 2 mana 2/2 haste draws you a card, that's a good card,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
just be careful of your goblin count.
Yeah, exactly. There's also in this pack again a disturbing lack of black cards and red cards. Maybe not disturbing, it's the wrong
Yeah.
word. Do you think Sleep Paralysis or Octoprofit or taking a blue card is worth it here, or would you just take a Reckless Airstrike for the sideboard maybe, or speculate on a
I think I
Ringleader?
would, I think I would speculate on the sleep paralysis.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't think we really need to take the airstrike this early.
yeah, I agree as well. Airstrike is probably going to wheel.
Also
Ooh,
to note just quickly about that last pack, there wasn't any good black or red cards or none at all, but there also wasn't good cards
yeah,
of other
yeah,
colors. Really,
exactly.
it's not like we're in the wrong colors. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. There just weren't good cards.
Yeah.
Definitely something to keep in mind, especially because I've noticed a tendency of people to potentially switch colors pack 2 if a color dries up, and then they just get
Mhm.
punished pack 3 when that color's open again. This pack
Exactly.
is really interesting though. There's not any really good black cards. We're not really moving into green here. I don't see that as being an option because we didn't see any green pack 1. But there's a
Yeah.
Ruined Weaponsmith, which could be potentially a combo with our Heartpiercer bow, and there's also a Cryptic Caves that I've been really a big fan of. I've really liked Cryptic Caves, and there's also a Backwater. Where are you at in this pack?
Yeah, this is really tricky. I would just go with the caves. I think Weaponsmith is a good card.
Mm-hmm.
And if we do move into blue, that would be an option. But we need to pick up like a vial to make it playable. So I think
Yeah.
the safe pick is Cryptic Caves here, and we might be playing it.
Yeah, I like Cryptic Caves a lot just because it can be an 18th land in your decks. I've had a lot of like maybe not success. Success is a strong word, but I've enjoyed running decks that have a lot of like just a normal mana base and then an 18th land as a Cryptic Caves because I found that it's really easy to just sacrifice this, find a turn, get the card back, and not getting mana screwed is really helpful. Are you just on
Yeah, I
Pack
agree.
Mastiff in this pack? I mean, Pack Mastiff is great. We need 2 drops, and we're
I
definitely playing
think
red.
so. I think it's really close between that and Bone Splinters. I would take the Pack Mastiff here just because we're a little bit low on creatures, but
Hmm.
Bone Splinters is a card that's pretty good. We've got the skeleton, we've got some cheaper creatures that might be not so great in the late game, but I
Yeah.
think Pack Mastiff is a nice pickup.
Yeah, I also think that Pack Mastiff gets a little bit of an edge because we could just be moving into a blue deck, considering that we haven't really seen a single black card worth taking.
Agree. Oh, as you
And
say
so,
that.
and as I say it, immediately kicked while I'm down, just destroying my commentary here. Audacious Thief, this is an incredibly late one. This one's gone all the way around the table. Considering that we second picked an Audacious Thief, it is a quite a powerful card, and we have a couple of decent combos with it. It works well with, like, I guess we're not going to be playing blue and black, but it would work well with Frostlinks. It works well with Fathom Fleet Cutthroat for sure, and
Yeah, I think
Infuriate.
definitely take it. So here's something a little quirk about the format that comes up a decent amount
Mhm.
because murder is a common and it's such a good common. you'll get people opening it and taking it first a lot, and then trying to move into black.
Mm-hmm.
And then a lot of times, just because not everybody can be in black, it'll dry up.
Yeah.
So even if black looks not as open early, because people are trying to move into black, late you might get a lot of good black because people realize it's not open.
Okay. Also, one thing I want to mention about that pack is there was a Temple of Silence. It's an off-color temple. If we did play black, though, that is something you can play and probably should be playing in your 2-color decks, even if it is only one of your colors, because scrying is so
Yes,
powerful. This
agreed.
pack, there's a Chandra's Embercat. I know you really like this card. We don't really have the elementals to go with it at the moment, but we
Right.
still have pack 3. Then there's an Undead Servant, second one of that, but we have a lot of 4-drops already potentially. And then Marauding Raptor, so lots of options here. Which one do you think we should pick?
I think I would just take the servant here. I mean, Chandra's Embercat right now is just going to be a 2/2, and this, we don't have to play the cutthroat. We can just play, or even like 2 Keldon Raiders. And if we do end up with 3 of these cards, they can be pretty good.
Yeah, especially if you can get like a pattern matcher or something to get more of them.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
now, or do you just want to take the Boneclad Necromancer? Just
Yeah,
two bodies,
Necromancer's a
one
fine
card.
5 drop.
Yeah, and we don't.
Yeah, it's not
These
exciting,
blue
but
cards aren't
it's fine.
spectacular either.
Right.
Yeah, so Necromancer it is. And again, I guess there's another Necromancer. There's also an Act of Treason, which we could potentially speculate.
I think we should take the active trees in here. There's potential that we do want to play this card, and I don't think we're gonna end up with a spot. We're not gonna end up in a spot where we're gonna miss the Necromancer or the Epic here.
Yeah, they're both just very replacement level 5 drops.
Yeah.
The Thornwood Falls came back alongside the Mind Rot, though. Mind Rot's definitely
Yeah.
the pick here. We're not playing blue green.
Yeah, stick your here.
Yeah. Have you ever sided in Mind Rot in this format, or is it a good sideboard card?
I think once.
Yeah.
I think just once.
Where are you at on
Yeah.
Unholy Indenture? Have you ever played it?
No, I haven't, but I've seen places where it is slightly playable. If you have like
Second Mind
12
Rot here.
removal spells, yeah, I'll take the minor. If you have 12 removal spells, it moves into the realm of playable. But then even then, you probably have better things.
This is actually a super late Netcaster Spider.
Yeah, it is. I think we just take the epic here. I don't think there's a
Yeah.
chance we're moving to green here.
Yeah. But I think where do you think our deck is right now? Like on a scale of 1 to 10, would you be happy if you were going into pack 3 with a deck that looked like this?
I think it'd be okay. We have like Murder is a premium card. Audacious Thief is close to premium, and then just like an okay curve of creatures. I'd love to pick up another removal spell or two, but
what I'm
right
really
now I think with this. Go ahead, good.
Yeah, what I'm really looking for is Goblin Smuggler because it works so well with our Audacious Thieves and our Pack Mastiffs. I think that would be a
Agreed.
great addition to this deck.
I think the word's gotten out a little bit that card's great, so I think that might be a reason we haven't seen a copy yet.
So this pack is interesting. There's a third Undead Servant, which we can probably wheel because I don't think anyone's going for them. Gorging Vulture, which is a nice combo with Undead Servant, also with our Boneclad and with our Sanitarium Skeleton, so that has some synergy. There's a Reduce to Ash for removal. There's some green cards that we're not going to take, and then there's Scuttlemutt and Bone Splinters. Are you a fan of Scuttlemutt? Do you think it's a pretty good card in a 2-color deck, or do you only really want it if you splash?
Yeah, I only really want it if I splash or if I'm like a deck with 7 drops in it.
Yeah.
It's fine.
So in this deck, which card are you on?
It's really close. Honestly, I think I would take the Goring Vultures because, as you said, the Undead Servant's probably going to wheel, and we're going to end up with 3 copies of it. So, and Goring Vulture is a card that really enables that card. So,
Yeah.
I think we'll take it here. I'm a little sad to pass the Bone Splinters, but I think that's okay.
Yeah.
As long as we pick up like 1 or 2 more removal spells, I think we'll be fine.
Reduced Ashes has a non-zero chance. I think it could potentially wheel. Oh my gosh, this pack.
Ooh, wow.
Oh my gosh. Nobody ever wanted to play white. This card is just like so sad. It's such a good card too. 7 mana for a 7/7/5, but we're not going to play that obviously, so no use really mentioning it. I guess Gravedigger's really good. Works well with the Gorging Vulture we just got. I think at this point we're pretty safely into red-black, so we're not going to keep these blue cards in.
You're going to cut that.
Do you like Vampire of the Dire Moon, or are you less of a fan of that card?
I think it's okay. It's a good card. It's not like premium or anything, but it's definitely a fine card.
I know there's some people that just think it's like a slightly better Sedge Scorpion, and then there's some people that think it's like significantly better than Sedge Scorpion. Sedge Scorpion, of course, the 1-mana 1/1 Death Touch in green. I think it's probably like a little bit better, but not like insanely better.
Yeah, that's kind of where I am.
But yeah, this is a pretty easy Gravedigger, I think.
I agree.
I think that seeing the Scoured Barons actually might make me like, if we saw like a pacifism in a low impact pack that we would potentially want to splash, we could maybe pick up the Scoured Barons on the wheel here. I don't think our deck needs to splash, but that's just something to keep in mind. If you see early dual lands in your like half your colors, oh my gosh. We were reading these signals like a genius, I guess. Chandra's Outrage, Mask, Spitfire, and Embodiment. I'm going to immediately kind of throw out the Spitfire because I think the other cards are just a little bit better, especially considering our deck. But Spitfire is a very good card as well, so it's definitely worth mentioning as a good card. Where are you at in this pack?
This is really tricky. I think we have to take embodiment. It's
Hmm.
such a powerful
Yeah,
card.
it's just I've
Um,
had crazy experiences with this card. It's just huge. Yeah, insane card. I've played
I do
against it
think.
as a 6/6, and I just had to spend 3 cards to kill it to have any
Oh right,
chance.
yeah, it's crazy. And even if you ever just play as like a 1 mana, or sorry, 3 mana 1/1 death touch, like that's not the worst thing in the world, right?
Exactly.
Um,
And I think Mask is pretty good too. It kind of goes with his active treason, but we can't really. I think it's a little bit worse. And then Chandra's Outrage would give us another removal spell to go with this Murder, another premium removal spell. And we are a little bit light on removal, but I think Embodiment's just too powerful to pass up.
I
Um,
agree. I think this pick is very close between that and outrage, but I think we'll just take
yeah, I think
embodiment here.
Outrage is definitely second place in this pack. But I'm
Ooh, there
feeling
we
good
go.
signals. Smuggler is here, and he's here to stay, hopefully. I think it's
Yeah,
just such a good combo with the Audacious Thief and the Pack Mastiffs because the way it works is you, of course, I know you know this, but I'm just saying for the viewers, you can
of
use
course.
use the Goblin Smuggler on the Pack Mastiff and then pump with the Pack Mastiff, and so you can get in for like 4 or 5 damage even in the late game, which is very potent. Evolving Wilds. Do you play your Evolving Wilds in a 2-color deck? I mean, obviously this pick is Goblin Smuggler, so might as well talk about the other cards.
Yeah, I do. I'm definitely, limited mana bases are really bad.
Mm-hmm.
And the cost of having a tap land, I don't think is that high. And I think you just really want to make sure you can cast your spells.
Yeah.
I'm of that opinion. I know people have other opinions on that, but
Yeah.
I like playing 2 dual lands in my otherwise 2 color decks.
I can get on board with that, especially like I think in this deck especially you can see that because we have double black 3 drops and double red 4 drops, so you like
Exactly.
kind of see the conflict. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. So Uncaged Fury, Bloodfell Caves, Reduced to Ashes. Those are the 3 ones we're picking between. And I think it's actually pretty close. The Bloodfell Caves, of course, makes our mana better. Reduced to Ashes gives us a second removal spell to go with this Murder. So I think that's definitely an option. And then Uncaged Fury could give us some nice wombo combos in the late game.
Yeah, so like, you can do things like make your pack massive
Hmm.
unblockable and uncage fury and
I did that the other
don't
day.
for
But
14.
I did it the other day with a Flamekin Brawler. I gave it unblockable, attacked them with my 7-powered Flamekin Brawler that was unblockable, and then hit them for 16. So it can definitely
Oh
do
yeah,
good work.
that's just so much
Yeah,
damage.
I don't think it's as good in this deck. We do have a couple of high-powered creatures in the Keldon Raiders, but I think overall we kind of just need another removal spell.
I agree. And the nice thing about this pack is I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We might have a chance of Bloodfell Capes wheeling.
Yeah,
So
because nobody else might want it, especially because black and red
yeah,
have seemed very open. And now another 2-drop here. It works well with
yep, I
our
like that one.
Smuggler. I mean, if you randomly play against a white deck, I think I side this out against non-white decks a lot of the time, or some of the time at least,
I agree.
because it just doesn't do as much, especially if you're not as aggressive. But it's also a fine combination with Goblin Smuggler. It gives us another.
Mhm.
It doesn't really give us a converted mana cost for embodiment. We can also discard it with Keldon Raider
Yeah,
if we draw it in a bad matchup. I don't think this deck is a Scorched Bitter deck, so I don't think we're
I
going to end up
agree.
playing
No,
that. I'll just cut it for now. But I think Unchained Berserker can definitely do good work here, and I think it's the pick over a second Infuriate. Where are you at on Anvil
Mhm.
Rot Raptor? I've never played the card. I've had it played against me a couple times. Have you had experiences with this card?
I consider it a sideboard card unless you have like multiple of the blue white uncommon that gives your flyers +1/+1. Then
Mm-hmm.
it's a playable. But I do like it out of the sideboard against a deck with a lot of flyers.
Okie doke. So now this pack, we have an option for a Blight Beetle, which is a card that I usually just sideboard against green decks. There's a Soul Salvage, and then there's a Bird Grabber, and then a Marauder's Axe.
Yeah, so I would take the Soul Salvage here. We are ending up more as a grindy deck, and that's a great way to grind.
Mm-hmm.
Just get back 2 of your great creatures.
Mm-hmm.
Get back Gravedigger. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Just to point out Blight Beetle for a second, I think this is the worst one of the protection creatures
Mm-hmm.
because green's creatures tend to trample over.
Yeah.
So even when you do face a green deck, it's not that great, right? Like
Yeah.
they'll just you'll
I've
block and you'll prevent 1 damage.
I've never played with the Blight Beetle. I just never prioritize it, so I don't really get it. I think the Goblin Bird Grabber is surprisingly solid in a lot of decks, but I think this is definitely
Yeah,
more of a grindy deck rather than a pure out aggressive deck. Um,
I agree.
so now, mostly I think this pick is between the Skeleton and the Fire Elemental. I haven't had good experiences with Thought Distortion.
No,
Just
it's not
pretty
a
much
card I'm looking to play.
unplayable card in limited, probably in standard too unplayable. Um, but yeah, I think Fire Elemental versus Sanitarium Skeleton. We don't use the Skeleton all that well. I don't think we really need a second copy of it.
No, I agree. I think we just take the elemental here.
Yeah, and we might play it instead of like I don't think we would play it over Boneclad Necromancers, though that's potentially an option. This pack hasn't really given us insane cards. I mean, I guess we got a couple of good cards early, like the Smuggler and the Gravedigger and the Embodiment. Never mind, this pack has been great.
It dried up a little bit near the
Yeah,
end, though.
yeah. I was just, oh my gosh, it
Hey,
wheeled.
there we go.
All of our dreams came true. I think we take the Undead
We got
Servant
our.
here. Really gives us
I
a
agree.
nice little upgrade. We already have one Reduced to Ashes, and I don't love playing like the second one. So I
Yep.
think Undead Servant's a pretty clear pickup here. This is actually my first time playing with Undead Servant, even including Magic Origins back when it was the OG Undead
Yeah.
Servant
I
format.
I remember it not being that good in that format,
Yeah.
so it's a little bit better in this format.
Yeah, I remember my one like meme deck in that format was I just went all out on Fairy Miscreants, deciding to just take them
Oh
over
yeah.
everything, and I ended up with three. And then I played them, and it wasn't that great. I think Reduce to Ashes is the removal spell you only really want one copy of, though. But yeah, as I was
Agreed.
saying earlier, I noted that this type of card would wheel. So if you were potentially playing a deck that's close to splashing white, and then you see a Scoured Barrens, you could potentially pick up a white card later in the pack, and then maybe rely on getting the Scoured Barrens. I've noticed that the dual lands involving white tend to come around a lot later.
It's true.
Yeah, I think Feral Abomination is probably just a clear pick here. Only real playable
Yeah,
card.
we might not play in the main deck, but it's a really good sideboard card against a lot of big green decks.
Ah!
Wow.
What? How did Mask come back? That's
So
insane.
lucky.
Yeah, pure
So
pure
so
luck.
somebody took what was it, Spitfire out of this pack and
They
like
took
Chandra's
they
Outrage, I
took
think.
Spitfire and Chandra's Outrage. I guess there's just not that many
Yeah.
red drafters, but yeah, that's a really good blessing to get that
Yeah, we
card
got
so
lucky
late.
there.
Yeah, and now we can just take kind of whatever.
Nothing here that we're looking to
We'll
play,
let
so
somebody get their Battalion Foot Soldier dream.
yeah, we'll be nice.
Yeah, well, the guy to our left is like, please wheel, and we're just like,
Yeah.
sure, you can have it, buddy. Wow, last pick Epicure, clearly in the right colors. Wow, nobody likes Prismite. No respect really for the Prismite. Wow. So our deck ended up pretty good, I'd say. We have a lot of uh, good cards, and that late mask was definitely a blessing in disguise. Would you play Active Treason with just one mask? Is that something you're looking to potentially do?
I think I want I either want to be a very aggressive deck in the first place, or have maybe like three sacrifice outlets to play Act Treason
So like if
with
we're
our one.
so the only reason one of the reasons I bring it up is because we do have two Keldon Raiders and a Bag of Holding. Though I guess maybe we're cutting some of our 4 drops to play these Undead Servants, so
The
that's less
servants,
relevant.
yeah.
But with a couple of discard outlets, maybe playing a narrow card like Active Treason that you're just going to discard a lot of the time could be potentially okay. I just think it's not as good because we want to be discarding lands a lot of the time as well. But yeah,
Yeah, it's very close.
now that we have the Undead Servants in our deck, our count goes up to 25. I don't think we want to main deck the Pharaohs or the Epicures or the Mind Rot. So, and this is a sideboard card, and this is a not really. Those cards just aren't really inspiring in any way.
Yeah.
So now we
So
have to make a couple cuts. I'm leaning toward. I kind of immediately my thought goes to the Sanitarium Skeleton because we really don't use it very well. I guess we can discard it to Keldon Raider. I also might want to cut a 4 drop. Probably Fathom Fleet Cutthroat has to go, right? 7 4 drops is a lot.
it's if we're playing 18 lands, the cutting all these
Mm-hmm.
fours isn't the worst. It is close though. I think those are the last two cards we would cut. Um,
Yeah, we have 25 right here, including this land. So if we cut this land, we have to make 2 cuts if we're going to run 18 lands plus a Cryptic Caves.
yeah, that's fair. So let's just go down a Fathom Fleet and down a Sanitarium Skeleton, or
Or down
we could also
Infuriate.
go down Infuriate up the Fathom Fleet, because like you said before, Fathom Fleet goes so well with our Audacious Thieves, and we are lacking
Mm-hmm.
some amount of interaction with only
Yeah.
2 removal spells. So just having something that can actually get something off the board. I guess we have Mask Immolation as well, but
Mask of Malicious
just
is
having
also
more things
it's
that can
also a
actually.
combo with the Fathom Fleet Cutthroat, so that's kind of an
Yeah,
upside.
exactly. So I think I like this configuration here.
To be honest, Mask is also a combo with Sancham. Mask is just a combo with everything. It's just so
That
good.
is true.
It's a beast. But yeah, I think
So maybe with double Kellen Raiders, we do just keep the skeleton and we cut something else
we
possibly.
could cut this Boneclad Necromancer. Um, that's like
Yeah, I don't mind that.
yeah, because I feel like we don't really need to if we don't really need our 5th land all that much. And Boneclad Necromancer, it does like make 2 bodies for Mask, but it does kind of sometimes hurt our own graveyard if we have to exile something with Gorging Vulture. Hurts our Soul Salvages, potentially our Grave Diggers, and
Yeah,
we
so
might not have
I
cards to
do
cut.
like just the Sanitarium skeleton in here
Yeah, I
then.
think Sancham Skeleton does a little bit of work. Also, kind of shores up our early game a tiny bit, and gives us another extra mana sink potentially.
I agree.
We have pretty good deck here. I think this is pretty solid. We'll run the Cryptic Caves and then sort by color. I like to do that. Um, I think running an extra black mana is probably good in this deck because of the embodiment, but we also have
Yep.
double red cards, so I'm on
Look good to me.
9-8 in favor of swamps. Have you ever main decked Heartpiercer Bow? I'm just curious on if that's something you ever consider.
I have usually it's when I'm in blue white, because blue white has a hard time actually getting things off the battlefield. So
Mm-hmm.
your opponent plays things like Risen Reef or the cards that actually just
Yeah.
if you pacifism, it doesn't matter. You just need to get them off the field,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a fine inclusion there.
Yeah, okay, doke. Well, this is going to do it for the deck. I'll get rid of this card window thing. But yeah, the deck seems pretty solid to me. I think, I think in the first pack, we kind of got a bunch of, like, red cards, and then we didn't really get any other good red cards the rest of the draft, really. We got these
Yeah,
two.
it was a little funny.
Yeah, we got
It
these.
might have just been a lack of good red cards in the pack
hmm
because we did like pack 3 had a lot of good
We
stuff
also
for us,
wheeled
right?
Mask of Immolation as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there, I think it might have been there were 3 red drafters or a couple of red drafters, but I think that red was relatively open, and we won the die roll. We're definitely a play first deck. I think this is just a play first format. Huh. So we have a interesting hand. The Keldon Raider can discard our Undead Servant. We have a Goblin Smuggler on for turn 3. Do you keep this hand?
Yeah, I would certainly keep it. I mean, there's not, these kind of hands, it's really hard to mulligan aggressively and mulligan and limited. You just can't afford the loss of resources, even with the new London mulligan making it a bit easier. And we have turn 3 smuggler, and if we draw any land, we can play the raider.
Yeah, and I think discarding the.
Ah.
Oh, it's going to be one of those games, eh? I like playing the Swamp here in case we draw another. I guess we can't really play the Embodiment of Agonies on turn 3 anyway, but yeah. It's going to be a Scourge Spitter aggressive deck. It's really good for us that they don't have a 2-drop follow-up, though. That's a
Yeah, very, very
huge
good.
addition for us. And also hitting that land means we're not going to really get too clunky. I think discarding the Undead Servant makes a bit of sense because the first one's kind of mediocre.
Yeah,
But it
agree.
depends on what we draw here, of course. If we just draw a couple more lands, we'll probably just discard a land. Oh,
Oh, jeez.
this guy is going all out. Good thing our smuggler will hold the fort. I'm not
Yeah,
confident that he's gonna.
hopefully.
I'm not confident he's gonna stick around very long, but
No, and if
uh,
our opponent plays their own Goblin Smuggler, then we're in a world of hurt. But
wow, they're playing 3 colors, or maybe
they
they're
could
just.
just be.
Oh
Oh,
my
that's a
gosh,
scary
this
card
is a
here.
catastrophe, complete
They could
nightmare.
just be on blue red with the temple, like you were saying,
Yeah,
playing.
yeah. hmm
Yeah.
Wow, I am not gonna like getting hit by that Spitfire next turn.
Yeah. All
Yeah,
right.
let's
Let's.
just Keldon Raider it up. Probably discard. Do you discard a land or an Undead Servant here?
I think the land here. I don't think we have use for land 6 in our deck.
No, we do not. Goodbye, Mountain. Oh man, punished to the max.
Slightly punished, but it's okay.
Maximum punishment. I mean, it doesn't even matter because the Chandra Spitfire is hitting us for like 10.
Whoa.
Whoa, they actually are. They're just going super deep on their colors. They're just playing every color they possibly can. They're playing
That's hilarious.
4-color elementals with Scorch Spitters. Oh my gosh,
All
they're
right.
taking a
Get in
beating.
there.
Ripperoni. Good thing we can bring in our Fry.
Yeah.
Deal with their Frostlings.
Oh no, Fred! It finally hits blue and white.
I
Oh,
know,
guess
I
we
know.
can-
I was being sarcastic.
Oh.
we can hit their Frostlings with our Fry. But we can definitely bring in our Heart Piercer bow.
Yeah, very true. Very true.
Taking a massive beating for 7, but such is life. And 0 different costs in the graveyard, so we can't even play that. Okay. I don't want to play the Audacious Thief, really. Kind of just want to play
Yeah, I think we just play the servant and
and a land.
use our mana here.
Yeah, let's get that servant going. Missing out on that
You
extra.
know, we're at a low life total, but we can stabilize pretty easily if we just trade off our creatures here and
Yeah,
the Spitfires.
I hope they let us trade so we can play the Embodiment of Agonies.
Yeah, that would be nice.
We can't actually play it right now because the 0/0. What did we take it over again? The Outrage? Outrage would have been
Yeah,
fun.
the outrage.
Now I'm having regrets at a high level. Oh gosh.
All right, just shove, block with everything. I think we
What,
Oh, what is
oh,
this?
oh, their shocking face.
Oh, we're very dead.
Great way to
So
start. They're playing 2 forests. They have multiple forests, an island for a Frostlings,
So
which
this
isn't
is
really a
kind
card
of-
you splash.
Yeah.
This is their like dream.
This is what the red deck can do.
Yeah, we'll give credit to the red deck, but they're playing a blue-green deck.
Yeah, I
That's
don't
flashing
know how
white.
it's working out.
We'll just block because why not?
Maybe they have Almanath in their deck. That's
I don't know. I don't even understand. I'm so confused. Let's just hope they get Mana
All right.
Sphere next game. Should we bring in our defensive Scorch Spitter to block their Scorch Spitter?
honestly, it's not a bad idea. I would that's what I would do instead of one of our clunkier higher cost cards.
Yeah, we could also bring in this Heart Piercer bow for sure. It kills their Scorch
Yeah,
Spitter.
I think
Or
bring
potentially.
those in. Probably side out the Unchained Berserkers.
Oh yeah,
Or the one
Berserker,
Unchained Berserker.
terrible. And are there any other cards over here? Boneclad Necromancer could be a good card for stabilizing.
Yeah, I like bringing the Necromancer in, and then maybe we take out the Cutthroat just because we're probably not going to be
Yeah.
on the offense all that often.
Do we bring in Fry?
I don't think so. I think it's kind of sketchy if we
It kills
do,
one
but
of their cards that we know about, and they had
yeah,
they like could potentially have more blue cards, but yeah, I think it's too sketchy, and they could have white
I
cards.
think once we see other blue cards, we'll be more likely to play it.
Of course. Okay. What's our final club? Sanitarium Skeleton. I played a deck with 3 Scourge Spitters against an opponent that had 2 Sanitarium Skeletons, and it was miserable. So we hope to draw this card early. Also, Mask
Yeah,
is really good here. Um, what's our final cut?
Yeah, good question. Maybe just let's see.
We could cut a Goblin Smuggler. We could cut a
Yeah, I guess smugglers. We're not going to be on the offensive that often, so
or
we can just cut
yeah,
smuggler here.
yeah. It's just a kind of a smaller creature. Also, kind of makes our all of our 3 drops uniform. They're all black cards now. We would like to play first, and of course, rocking the great curve out here. This is actually a good hand, I'd say. I think.
Yeah, I think this is definitely keepable. I think it's important because our opponent has 2 Scorch Bitters, so we just have a 2 drop we can play, and
Yeah.
any black source is fine. We have 8 black sources, and we have a pretty good chance of drawing them in the first 3 turns.
Agreed. I think I know the one stat is that on the play, if you keep a 2-lander, you're 71% to draw your third land. That's just one number I
Yeah,
know, but I'm not sure on the if you're drawing your second source. I'd have to do some more like research on that particular number.
some hypergeometric
Oh, you
calculations.
know it. The hypergeometric calculator is the best. I
Oh,
actually
so useful.
oh I love the hypergeometric calculator. I actually learned how to do just the actual like formula for hypergeometric calculating. Never punished. We're gonna make our
Oh, we
opponent.
got there.
We're gonna make our opponent think we got lucky with that.
Yeah, right.
We're just gonna message them. Oh, that was a clutch draw. Right after we rip it off the top, something like that. It's like the classic. My biggest BM move I've ever done, I think, was I had like a Blade Brand or a Fathom Fleet Cutthroat or something, and I attacked my opponent and then said "oops" on MTGO, and then they blocked and I wrecked them with like my combat trick or whatever.
Oh, geez.
Okay, so did we attack here?
Yeah, I think so. I think if they remove our thief, that's fine. And if they're going to use their mana to remove our creature and attack for 2, I don't think that's the end of the
We
world.
also have a backup thief, and also you can't.
Yeah, exactly.
Our opponent could just stumble on their mana here pretty easily. So, I mean, because they are
Yeah,
playing.
I think we can even possibly just take over this
Yeah,
game if they
never
don't have
mind.
a good start.
Never mind. They're playing all the colors of the wind, but they're never punished. Okay. Oh
Ooh, look
yes,
at that. We got there.
fantastic. Okay, so
Sideboarding tech.
play the Heart Piercer
Yeah,
bow.
so
Equip.
I think we just
Who do we
equip
equip to?
the well, it depends which one. I think we probably want to equip the let's see, the
Probably.
Pack Mastiff.
I think it doesn't really matter really. Which
Well, it depends which one we don't want to trade off more,
will hold up
right?
shock.
So
Well,
if
it's
we
not. It's not going to trade off no matter what because this can't
oh, I
block.
just mean the next turn, right? So like
Oh right, long term thinking.
yeah.
Um.
I think we put it on the this is close because I think both these cards are pretty valuable. The Mastiff can get in for a lot, and the Thief keeps drawing his cards.
Yeah.
I'll leave this one up to you. I'll let you choose which
You're
one.
giving me the tough choice. I'm going to put it on the Audacious Thief because I feel
Yeah,
like
I think that's a fine choice.
I feel like Pack Mastiff is already kind of tricky to block. They're already going to want to slam their blocks onto the Audacious Thief, and now they're kind of punished for that because if we just pump a bunch of mana into our Pack Mastiff, it could be good for us.
All right, and already the game's swung wildly in our favor,
Yeah,
right? Like
this Heart
we
Piercer
got
bow
in
is
with
a beast.
we killed their 1 drop. Like it's very hard for them to and then we have a 5 drop removal spell next turn, so it's even better.
Oh my gosh, just running it
No,
out there, walking
so
into our
good though.
trap clearly,
Oh man.
and they're attacking us. That's not where you like to be, opponent. They're holding up a shock. We know they have a shock. So here do you like just oh, Boneclad Necromancer makes things. I think I just want to play my Reduced to Ashes on theirs. I don't really want to play Reduced to Ashes. It doesn't really do anything here. I kind of want to.
Yeah, let's just
I want to attack first. I think
of course, yeah. It's just jam. See what we draw at the thief, and see if they if they do shock. They don't,
they do
so
not
that's
shock.
great.
Life is good. Clearly, putting it on the thief was the correct decision.
Of course.
If we put it on the Packmaster, if it was getting shocked, guaranteed, 100%. Oh, Infuriate.
Infuriate. Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
That's not the worst.
So
Not the worst thing in the world. They still have to trade.
Yep.
Right, so they use the whole card here.
So we did 2 for 1 them. And then
I think we just like playing our Necromancer here and
yeah,
building our board.
yeah, it just gives a lot of options. Exiling their Cloud Conceer because that's a better card for them to recur if they have like a Pulse Marasa or something.
Yeah.
And yeah, they don't really have any creature worth reduced to ashing yet. We'd rather do that if they use like a Silverback Shaman or something. And using all of our mana is important this turn, I'd say.
Yeah, it does look like our opponent's just full on 3-color Teamer Elementals.
I like how they're playing like 3 colors and they just have like Scorch Bitters. Because usually in a 3-color deck, playing 1-drops is way less reliable. But my opponent Really going all out, using that Evolving Wilds to fetch for the mountain they need to cast their Scorch Spitter on turn 1. They just have cards of all the colors. What green cards have we seen? I don't think we've seen a green card.
Zero. We've seen zero green cards.
Yet they have 2 forests in every game. Next game's the game for them to draw only blue and green lands and have their Scorch Spitters on turn 7.
Yeah, that's in. You know, they might even, like, without us even knowing, they might even be getting punished for their mana already, right? They could have 2 red cards in hand that they can't cast at the same turn.
I hope so. Oh my gosh, of course. Please play
That's okay.
double the
still
power.
deal with
Please
it.
play the double power. Please play the double power. Oh yes. Oh, sad.
Oh,
day.
fight. That's okay.
That's okay.
That's okay.
It's all right. I forgive you, opponent. They're still attacking.
Oh, getting
They're
in.
on the beatdown plan. They know one mode, and it is attack mode. Okay, let's see what we draw. Soul Salvage. So we have good targets, but we're not going to be casting that for a while, I don't think. I think the 2 options here are, I think we want to equip the bow to our zombie so it can attack.
I agree. I think we just attack and then we can play our Keldon Raider.
We're definitely going to equip like this because we might want to discard this mountain. Need to be careful not to lose to a flurry of shocks if they draw like land and then shock,
Yeah.
shock or some weird thing. They trade, that's good for us.
Yeah, that is good
and
for us.
then Keldon Raider discard mountain
I think so.
or Audacious Thief.
It,
I think getting a Keldon Raider out is really good because it just puts him super low on the following
Yeah,
turn.
exactly. And then they're in a place where blockers aren't going to do that much because we have this 1 reduced ash in our hand.
Oh,
That was a good draw too.
that is a good draw. It makes our Soul Salvage a lot better. And also, this Spitfire is clearly not going to hold back on blocks. The opponent does not seem to want to block with that Spitfire. It is only an attacker.
Yeah, they only know 1 mode.
It's time to burn the clouds, Spitfire. Time to burn the clouds. Sometimes
Getting in there.
he is getting in there.
You know, this might just mean an overzealous opponent, but it also might mean their hand does have, like what we were saying, the flurry of shocks in some regard, where they're doing this because they have a plan in mind.
Yeah.
So it is something to think about.
If they don't play anything this turn, like, we can't die to double shock, right?
No,
We'll have to think about it.
They would need quite a few things.
Okay, I think this turn we play Gorging Vulture as just an insurance policy, but it's probably worth attacking first. I don't think we equip anything. There's some consideration to... I don't think we want to reduce dashes just because we're not going to die to that next turn, and we want the reduced dashes if they play something scary that can block our stuff. Aether Gust.
Oh, Aether Gust. Okay, that's a real card.
Do we put it on the bottom or the top? I think we put it on the... If we put it on the top, then we can mill it with Gorging Vulture, guaranteed. But that's not really a...
Yeah, let's do that. It's a good plan there.
It gains us an extra life.
Yeah, I like that.
But then it also puts us farther from milling Undead Servants. But I don't think the game's going to last long enough. I think gaining the extra life is kind of useful at the moment. So let's put it on top, and then we'll mill it with our Gorging Vulture, gain a guaranteed life. There's also an argument to playing the Undead Servant here, just because it can threaten lethal next turn.
More pressure, yeah. Yeah, why don't we do that? I think Goring Vulture is just a bit too conservative. We might as well press our advantage here.
Yeah, I think Keldon Raider is just a fine draw anyway, so putting it on top isn't super bad. Do you want to equip here or just hold a fake shock? I think equipping's probably
let's equip.
To this guy?
Yeah, I think so.
Equipping decisions is just menial work here now. Always equipping. There are always more like you. Thank you, Madras. That's really an inspiring message to your troops. Okay.
All right, Embercats. That's fine.
He didn't attack. This is blasphemy.
Finally, yeah.
So we can kill the cat, attack with everything, make him chump.
I like doing that. I think it's good to put them in a spot where they have to chump with the Spitfire.
Also gets rid of their mana a little bit. And opponent
there we
concedes. Go. Nice. So things worked out there. I like to look at their sideboard. So they have an Aether Gust. They're playing green for Voracious Hydra, of course.
Looks like
the double green card, of course, is their splash, and they have an Aether Gust out of the board. I don't think we want to. Yeah, I think our deck is pretty well set up. Prismite is an option just to block an early aggression, but I don't think we really need it. Fry, now that we know more about their deck, still seems bad. Though they do have a Cloud Conceer. They have the Frost.
Well, if they are blue red, the tricky thing is that
we saw two.
They have their base blue red. I think that's what we think they are, but they still just have a lot of red creatures, right?
Yeah.
So it's close.
And I think it would be close on whether it's worse than our next worst card.
Yeah, exactly. Like I think everything we have here contributes to a plan or is good against our opponent, so I think we're just fine.
Yeah, I think we'll just keep it the same on the draw. No need to really switch things up. Just double checking. Soul Salvage is maybe a bit slow, but I still think it's a key part of our plan. If the game does go long, we want to have a way to win. If they drop like a massive Voracious Hydra or something. Okay, this hand is sketchy. I don't know if it's keepable.
It is a bit sketchy. Let's so. I think on the draw we'll mulligan this. I think it's fine to mulligan this.
We would really need.
Yeah,
if we had a different creature than Undead Servant, like if we had a Feral Mastiff, it would be a lot closer, I think. But the fact this is a 4-drop, it's just a bad 4-drop all by itself.
Yeah, I think it's a Ooh, all right, there we go.
This is a great hand. We'll keep this.
It's a great hand, yeah.
Get rid of
put a mountain.
Yeah. And we have some nice little virtual card advantage with our Skeleton and Mask of Immolation to just mow them down. The combo that we put into our deck has been assembled.
And from the looks of it, they did have a lot of 1-toughness creatures, so this Mask is going to do some.
They also started with a forest, which means they don't have any lands to cast their stuff, which is awesome.
They're doing the fake on us as well, and they just have the Cloudkin for turn 3.
Oh yeah, they're doing the massive fake out. They sided out all their red cards. We do need to draw land here. Oh, right on.
All right, we got there.
If we're not going to do anything, should we just equip the Mask over to the Skeleton?
That's a close call because there's a chance that the Skeleton can attack into things that the Elemental can't. But I think on average you're right. I think we'll probably want to move it over.
If we want to ping something, we're going to want to ping it with the Skeleton, because
exactly, yeah.
Like if they play a Cloudkin Seer, we want to kill that, and then we can get back our Skeleton later. And also like we're not super focused on being too aggressive here, but I think it's kind of close.
I wonder if they're looking to Aether Gust here.
Oh, they're Aether Gusting our Mask.
That's okay. Not a huge deal. If that's what they want to use, I think we top, yeah.
Yeah, I top it.
That's what they even want to use their spell on. That's fine with us.
Wow, they made us waste 2 mana that we weren't going to spend anyway. They next leveled us. Here comes the Cloudkin Seer. Yep. Oh no, it's the Hydra.
Play a big Hydra. All right.
Of course, it's a Hydra.
Play a 4/5 Hydra. It's big.
It is big. Does get chumped infinitely by Sanitarium Skeleton. Oh no, they're fighting.
Well, that's critical. So.
Good point.
Oh boy, that's aggressive.
They really are afraid of that 1/1 elemental. I think we just play a Keldon Raider here. It's just biggest thing on the board. The question is,
Keldon Raider and then not pitch anything. I think.
Yeah, because we have a second Keldon Raider for pitching needs. And maybe we discard the Boneclad because we don't have a way to make it a 5/5. I mean, make it a 5/5 worth of stats. Though I guess we're a little bit.
That is true. That is true. I think we can wait because the next Keldon Raider we can decide if we want to. True. But I think that's a close decision.
Yeah, it's definitely something to keep in mind is that this is still just a 3/3. It doesn't have the 2/2 attached. My opponent still does not have red mana, which is really good for us. Wow. Max punished for every decision. Our Keldon Raider could have been a 1/1. I think we attack here.
I agree.
I think they're viciously color screwed, which is only justice.
I think even if they do have a pump spell, it's
really he sent a message. He sent a message.
Oh, here comes the salt.
Here comes the salt. Show chat. Typical shuffler. Oh man, flood me with splash land. Oh my gosh. You know what I want to say? I kind of would normally type him back. I would type typical limited mana base or typical aggressive splash. Oh my god.
That's my favorite thing when somebody with ambitious mana base.
He's got his terrible mana base and we're just playing a second Keldon Raider here and pitch the Boneclad, I think, at this point for the
I think we pitch the embodiment. If we're gonna beat down.
Oh, good point.
The embodiment's not gonna do all that much.
Good point. That is actually an excellent point. And now we can play the Boneclad. This is only
Oh.
All
right.
Okay.
It's a big creature, but
it can trade with a Keldon Raider.
We can still trade, yeah.
And then we can play a Flyer and Mask, or we can just play Boneclad, but we'll decide after we attack, probably.
Yeah, I think we just attack, then we play the Boneclad for
And we do have a late game ping engine, so if they do get low, we can just start pinging them out every turn.
Yeah, at this point, there's not much they can do. They're at 9, and we have inevitability.
Yeah, we have a lot of inevitability. Let's just get rid of their Boreal Elemental. I always am tempted to send a text back, but then I'm being kind of mean, so
exactly.
I always just want to say it happens, bro.
Yeah, exactly. I'll always say something like that too. Just yep, that's magic.
That's life. Well, or I could say something like it gives me a chance to win with my garbage deck or something to make him just something real BM or messed up like that. Just Oh man, I never actually do. I just think of all the things I could type. I think we keep it the same as we had. The Unchained Berserker stays in instead of the Scorch Spitter, pretty obviously. So
Yeah, I like our setup
Bonafide
here,
Necromancer
and
seems solid.
just yeah, yeah, it was good that last game.
I don't know if it's
Um,
better to be in the sideboard over a Fathom Fleet Cutthroat, maybe.
it's close. It's really gonna be like game to game dependent, right?
Yeah,
It's hard to say which one.
I think Cutthroat could do good work though, because especially if we end up in more of a beatdown role, it combos with Mask, combos with our Audacious Thieves. So I kind of treat that as a combo because they really want to block it, and so if they have only one creature, they're still gonna block. It,
Yeah, it's a nice little piece of synergy.
oh yes, yes, synergy is the right word rather than combo.
The and just to highlight that last game, like if anybody is out there likes to be ambitious with their splashes, like that's the kind of thing that happens, right?
Yeah.
You get it's risk reward, and usually the risk is not worth it.
Yeah, especially for double colored cards, people are always like, "Why don't you splash this double colored card?" And the problem is that game happens because you have to put so many forests in your deck. Did you notice our opponent had double forest? Let's just say good luck, luck. But our opponent had double forest every game, and they only drew their splash card 2 of those games, which won't usually happen. They'll usually draw it like one game, and then the
Mm-hmm.
games like the last game happen. Ooh, we would like to play first. Winning the die roll is part of the job here. Show chat. Opponent also said, "Oh my gosh, I hate these people." Not this specific person, but the person that when you say a message, they just say you too. They just minimum effort. This seems like a keep to me.
Yeah, this is fine.
Minimum effort. They're just like you too. They don't even like bother to type out like good luck. It always bugs me. Society's really gone downhill. What is the world coming to? Opponent playing a blue
Oh,
green.
the gain one life stops our skeleton.
Oh yes.
That raider was a good draw.
Yeah, Keldon Raider was great. It can be a nice 4-drop. Discard something. Blue green. I think our deck matches up fairly decently against blue decks. I don't know why I think that, but we can like ping a lot of their stuff. Okay.
Ooh, so here's an interesting decision.
Do we murder? I don't think we murder. Would you murder Leafkin Druid? I don't think we.
I don't think you do, but I think
would.
there's an argument for it. But I agree. I don't think we do.
I think we can just murder whatever they play off it because there's generally not that many things we care about from their deck. We will attack though,
Yeah,
make
exactly.
them bluff that shock, and they just get maximally burned. Take that, foil
Well, I mean,
Sanitarium
yeah,
Skeleton. I think you can't block there really because with their
yeah,
Blade Brands in the set, shocks in the set. Keep in mind now my opponent kind of has it in their head that we have a shock, so if we just pretend we have a shock for a while, maybe they'll fall for it. You can just, oh my gosh, more mana bases here. This is actually a fine
well,
mana base. They're probably playing blue red splashing green with a Thornwood Falls. Actually no, they're playing
yeah,
blue
exactly.
green splash red. I don't know, but the Thornwood Falls is definitely respectable.
Oh no, that's the card we saved the murder for.
Yeah, saving it. Let's murder after it. Let's murder in response.
I think in response, I don't think there's too much that punishes us, but
Yeah, murder in response because then they could cast a healer of the Glade off Leaf Kindred. I guess we could cast in response to that part. So they did not.
we're gonna do it anyways. Might as well save the time. So they drew a spell off that, which is good to know.
Yeah, they have at least one spell in their 6-card hand.
Shocking.
But if they don't play a land, it could be really good for us if they don't have a land here. I'm glad we did not murder the Leafkin Druid.
Agree.
Ooh.
No, that's a good draw too.
Do
So I think we just pitched
Soul
the
Salvage?
dragon because we can get it back with Soul Salvage after.
Duh. Actually, keep in mind,
Yeah, going for the attack.
Our opponent's playing around this shock/blade brand.
Might as well.
Oh no, they caught on. Our opponent was not to be outsmarted. Maybe us like phantom tapping our lands got them.
Yeah, that might have tipped them off.
Maybe it didn't tip them off. Maybe they thought I was like trying to cast a spell and then realized that I shouldn't cast a spell before. It's a mind game.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
What level are you on?
What level are you on? So now I think we definitely bring in Heartpiercer Bow at this point because we've seen 2 1 toughness cards that are pretty good to kill.
Yeah. Ooh, and Lavakin Brawler.
Brawler kind of strikes me as the type of card I like to use my removal on. But
so interesting choice here. We could just play the thief.
I think playing thief is defensible and a perfectly fine option.
Because I think if they attack with the brawler, we can just trade off the raider and then buy back both the raider and the dragon with our soul salvage.
So we will tap like this to hold up all of the options, and we don't really want to like trade this for a Sedge Scorpion.
Yeah, let them have that.
Strike me
especially when we have Mask of Immolation, we can potentially draw that.
Yes. This Cryptic Haze is going to be good, I think. Giving us another spell is really nice. additional benefit. Destructive Digger. That's kind of annoying.
Yeah. So they look to be green red splash the Risen Reef, which is a fairly defensible splash.
Yeah, it's something I usually do. Okay, so now they didn't attack. Oh, that was.
Oh, there we go.
Huh, they call me
there's
combo. Do you think we just play
there's
that?
the
Go for the
combo.
combo,
Yeah,
and
let's
then
just do it.
tap our Cryptic Caves. I don't think we want to draw a card with
Yeah.
Cryptic Caves, right? Since, or should we
Yeah,
keep
I
the
think we just go
should we
cave.
keep the option open or
No, I think we just go caves. I think. Let's see. Is there a reason not
because
to?
leave it up? Like we don't have any other. I guess we don't. We're gonna want to
Yeah, there's
use.
no double red or double black cards that cost two in our deck. So I
There's a
think we
yeah.
just yeah.
There's no reason not to hold it up. So and we have like all.
Well, I guess the reason would be if we
We only
have our
have
one
we only have red.
black card. Yeah,
We only have red 2 drops
yeah, that's fine.
and then a Sancharim skeleton. Sorry, opponent. Catch you later. Oh yes. Oh, the bag of holding.
And the bag.
We have the bag. Cast the bag and pass. We definitely don't want to sack a land when we are a little bit land light. Our opponent has a lot of late game engines here, but we have bag and we have this little combo, which is kind of a brutal synergy. My opponent doesn't have a great attacks here either
Yeah,
because of our Keldon
we have
Raider.
an engine of our own. I imagine if they have removal, they're probably gonna have to use it on our smuggler or our thief, which is fine.
Fire
They could
elemental.
also just get into big attack or just play a big thing.
Oh, opponent.
Ooh, we will take that. We will definitely block.
The trade is here. I'm actually really happy that they did that so they can't draw a Goblin Smuggler later. This costs 2 to activate, right? Okay. Okay. Ooh. Nice. Not a great card here, but do we want to kill the Fire Elemental? I think we draw a card first,
I
right?
think so. So we attack the fire elemental. Oh, sorry, we kill the fire elemental. Let's get him with the thief
Let's
first. I
attack
think
first.
we'll.
I think it's definitely still worth attacking. We are still
Yeah,
at a pretty reasonable life total at 19. Only have taken 1 point from our own thief. Ooh.
double thief. Interesting.
Now,
So now maybe we just play the thief. Sorry, play the ended servant, and then we can trade.
yeah, we can double block it.
Yeah, we can block with the servant and
And
our
we have been,
Sanitarium skeleton.
yeah, we have been representing shock this entire game, so the opponent's going to respect
Putting it
us.
in their head. Yeah.
We don't even have shock.
Oh, also Marassa?
Oh, no, they're drawing a
No,
card.
okay, that's Zach Alien. Okay with us?
They have a lot of late game value here, but they don't stack particularly well because you can only activate one of these per turn, really.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
killing either of them just makes the other one better. And we just want to kill their big stuff while we draw our own cards and have our own value engine, I'd say.
And then in particular, attacking your lands when you have a 6 mana sink is not the best thing in the world.
True. Oh, the double block is... Oh, no, opponent. You were so close to making such a good decision.
There we go.
Oh, the Ember Cat. Okay. So I think we definitely are going to play this land, and this is a good turn to get back our 2 spells with our Soul Salvage, probably.
Yeah, I think we it's interesting they didn't
We
attack,
definitely
but
draw a card first.
yeah, I think so.
They're recording sniping. They know we're recording, so they know our hand. That's not how it works, but... Okay, I don't think we
Yeah,
want to use our Bag of Holding here.
No, I think we have enough stuff to do that we just want to use our mana and play our
I don't
spells.
think playing Undead Servant is that good. We can't actually cast a Keldon Raider after we use our Soul Salvage.
So do you maybe just want
We can
to
Soul Salvage
reduce
and
to ash something?
We could chump block with our Skeleton. I kind of like reduce to ashing their Fire Elemental, if I'm being honest. Though killing Brightwood Tracker, I think saving it when they have Brightwood Tracker going is kind of good as well. We could also just Soul Salvage and then use Bag, which is also a fine option.
Yeah, I think we should probably just kill the Brightwood Tracker
Yeah, the Tracker.
because that's gonna they are at a point where they can activate it and that's how they start accruing advantage again. So I think killing that is defensible and it uses most of our mana. Then we can potentially double spell next turn.
Yeah, that seems good to me. Tracker's just going to find them too
They'll
much.
use it here, get a creature, but
Too
that
much
should be
advantage.
okay.
Or they'll whiff. I whiffed on it 2 times in a row once in my 15 creature deck, so it happens. Let's see what they get. Oh, they got a Bird Grabber. That's a useless card, and we do not care.
Yeah.
Of the cards they could have gotten, that was probably one of the better ones for us. We also have like just a decent board presence here.
Yeah, we're fine on
Looks
blocks.
like they're kind of flooding out a little bit. But the Destructive Digger, this is why I really like the first Destructive Digger, because it's just a nice card. It doesn't really stack well, but It's just nice for getting that extra
Yeah,
wood out of.
they'd be in a worse spot if they didn't have that, even
They've drawn
though
a
they're
couple
not in
extra
a
cards
great
off it.
spot now.
Aw, there goes our little combo.
Aw.
But luckily, our Soul Savage is here. What do you kill here with your Vial? Would you kill the? Oh, they didn't. Oh no, they have the.
They can still activate it because the druid, but I
Which one?
imagine they might wait until we activate. No, they
Okay, they killed the Audacious. Do you think even do you think killing Audacious is the correct one to kill there? It definitely
it's
it
close.
plays around our
Honestly,
Soul
like
Salvage better, but I could definitely see killing the Smuggler being better because we can't really attack in with this thing on its own.
yeah, I agree. I think if I were them, I would have killed the salvager there, or sorry, the goblin smuggler.
Okay, now there's a pretty clear double block on the Fire Elemental, I'd say.
Agree. So next time we have a good turn, we can
Soul
play the
Salvage.
undead servant and soul salvage back our raiders and our, or possibly our dragon and our thief.
Yep. Okay, we'll see what we draw. Okay, so we draw a blank.
All right, land is okay.
So I think we kind of want to get back our thief. I think our thief is going to be another. They just really have to deal with it. So I think playing a
Yeah.
land.
So we go
Land.
salvage, then servant.
Oh, you go salvage first. It doesn't really matter because we're not getting back the servant. Yeah, we'll just play servant. We're gonna get
Yeah,
back.
that would that would be unfortunate
It
if
doesn't.
we got back to servant accidentally.
Yeah, I just like playing this at first just in case we misclick because we're gonna get back our raiders and we're gonna get back our thief. So doesn't really matter which one we play first. We're getting to the point where we could start sack. We could just sack our cryptic caves in a little bit.
Yeah, or even
Keldon
the
Raiders.
bag. So we're in a great spot long
Yeah,
game. Like
Keldon
we
Raiders.
just have a bunch of engines going. So
Yeah,
I think
Keldon Raiders and thief, right?
yeah, I think I like those two.
Or we could get back
It's close
So
though.
we could
It's
get
close
back. We
between.
don't really need the raider. I mean, we could just get back thief and undead servant because we already have
Yeah,
a
that's
discard
true.
outlet with the bag of holding.
We could, I think I kind of like getting back Dragon because
Oh,
if they
dragon
kill
is
our
really good.
smuggler or interact, we're at a place where
We have them
the
low enough. Yeah.
board just gets stalled out and then they can start accruing advantage with their digger. So I
Let's.
think we just want to wait to end the game when Thief is one and Dragon is the other.
Yeah. Good point. I think that. Yeah. My first instincts were. This is just we have a stacked graveyard, so it's kind of tricky. Okay, so we are doing well. I don't like attacking there
Yeah, no,
because this
too
is too valuable.
very very much too aggressive.
Opponents just. I mean, it does get hard for them to double spell when they're just sacking
Wow,
every turn.
they're going all in.
Their just digger has been very destructive. Man, they gained a life. Man, that's too good. How am I gonna win? I hope they don't have multiple Risen Reefs.
Yeah, that would be. Oof.
But
They are at a point though where we're just putting on the pressure and they don't have very much
yeah, they don't have a big creature,
they can
which is
do
really
about
good
it.
for us. Okay, I think we trade off our zombie for that.
Yeah, agree.
Like, yeah, our zombie can't attack into a Leafkin Druid.
All right, decide not to. That's fine with us.
Oh,
Ooh, that's a good one too.
I like it. So we have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If we want to play it, though we could hold it for bag. I think we just want to definitely get the Rapacious Dragon and the Thief into play this turn, which uses all of our mana.
I think we can also make the zombie unblockable as well. You just get
I
him
think
for
that
two
we want to
here.
attack here and kill their Leafkin Druid with our Fathom Fleet potentially.
We could do that too. Do you think they'll take that block, or do you think they'll just trade off and take the safe route and trade off with a 2/1 or 2/2?
Are we fine if they trade?
I kind of just like not giving them the choice here. I
Okay,
think I like
let's just Goblin Smuggler. Do
just make them.
I keep priority before they can block, right? Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
I
Not like
on arena,
arena.
on arena I have to hit full control to do this because I always forget to use my smuggler before combat, and then it's just like, why would you wait until combat to do this? Okay, yeah, getting him a little bit lower is nice, and then we're gonna play our dragon.
Yeah, this is a nice turn.
Do you want to hold the land and just use a treasure to cast the thief?
I think so because then we can pitch the land to the bag if we need to.
True.
Yeah, the more I play with Dragon, the more I think I like it.
It's just really good. Enables a lot
Yeah,
of
the
stuff.
fact we just played 8 mana worth of stuff and
Yeah, and still have a treasure left over for.
oh wow, they're going all in again. They've just been pretty unlucky with their draws, I guess. They've just been drawing a ton of
They have
land.
1, 2, 3, 4, and they have 5, 6, 7,
Oh.
8, 9, 10. Oh gosh.
Oh no.
Things were looking
bad.
so good. They were looking so good. Why? There is no justice. Oh my gosh.
All right, well, that kills a lot of our stuff. I think we're okay. We're not in
How?
good shape, but we're not in horrible shape.
How are we not in horrible shape?
You know,
Oh man, we don't even have any attackers because we just got back our stuff and played on our board. Stupid dragon gave us treasure
okay,
to
so
cast our
let's
stuff.
think about this now. So we can
I think we first step.
activate bag.
I think we use caves first, right? It's cheaper, draws a card, gives the option to play a 5-drop if we draw it. Do we even have a 5-drop? No.
Well, it's still 2 mana,
Okay,
right? Like each
good
thing is
point.
2 mana, and
Good
then
point.
this way we don't lose a land.
Good point. We'll draw a card, then discard a card. Oh, things are
Okay,
turning around.
Gravedigger is a real deal.
Get rid of the mountain.
Yeah, we pitched that, and we can actually attack this turn, right? Because we play Gravedigger, we get back
Oh,
the
smuggler.
smuggler, we get him for 2.
Yeah, I like it. That's actually really good because then next turn we can finish off. No, we can't even finish off Chandra.
Yeah, she uptakes, but she goes up 2.
That's stupid. Oh my gosh, that's so dumb.
Yeah, what a card, right?
Do we even?
It's kind of funny. In the back of my mind, I was like, "What are they digging for? What are they digging for?" I didn't want to jinx it and say Chandra, but
Yeah,
turns out that's what it was.
yeah. This is that's not great for us. But do you think we get back the Goblin Smuggler or do we get back our like something else?
I think we just have to get him for 2 this turn. I think if we just let that Chandra keep upticking, it's not the game's going to be out of reach too quickly.
Yeah.
We have the chance of like drawing Mask of Immolation next turn. That would be a good draw.
Yeah.
What else? I'm trying to think of anything that can directly damage the Chandra. There's not too much, but
Oh, I had to put my.
I think attacking
I had to put
Chandra
my.
this turn.
I had to put my trigger on the stack. My bad. I thought I was waiting for my opponent.
Oh,
I had to click
yeah, I
an
thought
extra
you. I thought we were
time.
waiting for the opponent.
3, 4, Gravedigger. Get back Smuggler. Smuggler is life. Wow. Remember when you were like, yeah, I think we have a solid grip on this game, and then it went
Yeah.
south really quickly. Wow, that's brutal.
Well, you don't play around the
Such
mythic,
is
right?
life.
But
I don't even. Yeah, if we had not played our dragon, we would have been in such fine shape.
yeah, if we held the dragon, would have been okay.
Oh my gosh. Come on. Oh my. They're attacking.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think.
Oh,
I
'cause they're
mean,
putting some pressure on. I don't think.
yeah, and like they can't really block
Yeah,
because
we can.
netcaster, sure.
Okay, come on, Mask. I beg of you. Give me Mask. Okay, Keldon Raider. So
Raiders.
I think
Okay,
we
so
start by losing.
yeah, I think we start by bag. Yeah,
Discard.
pitch the land, and now let's play the Raiders. Pitch the Fathom Fleet.
Or do we just crack the Cryptic Caves?
I think. Well, if we crack the caves, like we're looking for mask specifically, right?
Yeah.
So I think we just do this.
Yeah. No reason not to hold up the Cryptic Caves, I guess. Mask me. Aw, man. Oh, we can get back the Fathom Fleet at some point in the future. Oh, to have a relevant.
All right, so let's just do the same thing, attack the Chandra, and hope for the best here. I think
Attack Chandra.
make it unblockable. Yeah,
Unblockable.
and I think we do crack the
Yeah,
caves
we
at the end
will.
of our turn now,
We can crack it
or at the
second.
end of their turn. Sorry.
Yeah. Things are not looking up for your heroes, sadly. Chandra is just too good. But, next game.
I wonder if they just attack with everything here, just to pressure us. Like we go to 6, then Chandra's emblem kills us in 2 turns.
I don't think you
I think
do. I don't think.
I think it's a little greedy from them, but
I just blocked the spider here.
yeah.
I don't think it's correct because we could just kill them. Like, we're going to be putting a lot of power into play this next turn. Like, we're going to get this Undead Servant, and then if we draw, like, a removal spell...
Oof, so painful. All right, so how do we do this now?
So, I think... So the
We,
bag
we get
costs
2
4.
zombies off the servant. That's,
yeah, we do.
That's
a
pretty
lot
nice.
of power and toughness. I think we can just attack them for 6, right? Oh, because we don't want that to -3 again.
Yeah, I think let's loot first. Let's see what our bag gives us.
Because if we draw Mask of Immolation... Thief.
Thief. Okay. Yeah, so we just get in for 6 and then hope for the best.
Attack their face.
Play it. I guess we attack first just so we don't tip them off to anything.
Do we attack them with the Keldon Raider?
Oh, you know what we can't do. Hold on. We can't. Chandra has a -3, right? Is that what her negative is?
Yeah, it deals 3 damage
Yeah, we
each
can't
time.
do that because then
No,
we
I
just
think we attack
lose.
them for 4 and attack Chandra for 2.
Yeah, yeah, that's what we have to do.
Because this way we'll go to 1. But then it's not off the table. We are adding 7 power. And they're chumping. Okay.
Makes sense. Makes sense. We have to jump with everything this turn, but
Or
actually,
it's trades, but
yeah.
it
Now we
still
have to
doesn't
jump with
matter.
everything, or else we're just dead. But
It's trades
I
for
think
some
it
of
still
them.
gives us some outs here. If we draw
We have 8 power in
mask,
play.
is that enough? Close.
Mask actually is enough. Okay, now it's not.
Yeah,
No,
they
because
play
we could
the
have
higher
attacked them
end.
for 8. I'm not kidding. Because we attack them for 8, sack the mask token. We have exactly 8 mana, so we could have
Yeah, we
equipped.
would have had. Yeah.
If we draw mask, it's going to be so brutal.
The
Oh,
unfortunate. Oh, they don't attack. That's okay.
mask me.
They just want to wait us out here.
Okay, if we draw mask this turn, we can actually win, because then we can kill the Prismite. Get in for an extra damage. Right?
All right, come on, let's loot. Mask. 1 in 11 chances here.
Well,
Oh, when we
it is a
miss.
swamp.
Okay.
Swamps can help cast mask, so it's basically a mask. Let's scare them. All out attack. Maybe they'll forget to block.
Yeah. So now I think we're just dead though.
Oh yeah, we're totally dead. We're gonna concede after they finish blocking.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Well, yeah, that was close.
They have a Leafkin. I mean, it was close, and we were outplaying them, and things were great, and then they played Chandra, and we died.
I mean, I think even with the Chandra, it was close, right? Like, I think if we did draw the mask at any point, we would have been in great shape.
if we'd drawn the
To be-
mask
to
and they
be-
hadn't drawn Rugged Highlands, we could have.
Yeah. To be fair, I think I think like their deck isn't super great. Like they're playing kind of some clunkers just to be able to play Chandra. So
And,
card for card, we're better than them.
And Heartpiercer Bow is going to be a house.
Yeah, Bo's gonna be awesome here.
And Fry can kill Risen Reef, but nothing else. So I don't think it's worth playing.
I think we take out Sanitarium Skeleton in this matchup.
Yeah, why? Just doesn't do enough. You just don't think it does enough? Oops. Hello?
All right, let's run it back.
Oh, sorry. You were quiet for a second, so I thought I'd disconnected from chat.
Oh, sorry,
You
no.
want to bring in Mind Rots to get the Chandra?
Yeah, I mean, it's close. I
bringing
think
in-
we're better off just like getting on board, not having a card that might get the Chandra, might not. Especially when they have a bunch of ways to dig for it.
Yeah.
But I think this
But
is
if we
the
nab the Chandra,
configuration
I
I'd
think we
go
could
with.
just win. I don't
Yeah.
know, do we want Unchained Berserker? I feel like that's a bad card.
It's not great, but like you want to put the Mind Rod in instead?
Yeah, I kind of want to have a chance of nabbing their Chandra.
Yeah, I guess so.
It also can just kind of take apart their hand a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah.
And we have a good hand here. I think this is an easy keep. We could miss on lands, but
Yeah, this is
where
pretty good. As long as we draw like one land, we're fine.
This is where having the 18th land really helps, because I think it actually gives you like an extra 5% of hitting that third land by turn 3, probably.
Yeah, it's pretty nice, especially in this deck where we do have ways to use our mana in the late game.
Yeah, and Audacious Thief plus the Goblin Smuggler was a key part of how good we were doing last game. And they didn't show us a shock that entire game.
All right, there we go.
First try, never doubted it for a second. Prismite, okay.
Prismite.
There's no reason not to play the Thief here. My opponent's like, yes, my Prismite can block the Thief. Little do they know. Oh man, my opponent is in a world of pain.
Fine.
Oh, that's
attack.
a good attack.
All right, that's fine for us. We just get to do that. Yeah. Do you think there's an argument for just playing the Keldon Raider just because it's bigger and then like it's not doing as much?
Setting stuff up in the future. We could just play Keldon Raiders this turn, discard a Gorging Vulture, and then yeah, I think that's actually better because this way we don't take 4 damage next turn.
Yeah, I think it's close, but I think I like doing that.
It also just
because then next turn if we do draw a land, we can double spell.
Yeah. I think this is better. It's a little bit less. Oh, yes. They're mana screwed. Life is good.
We did it.
This is how we
We did
win.
it.
Okay, I think
All
this
right,
turn we played
now we get. So did we get in for both? Is the question.
We don't attack with Keldon Raider. It's holding back too much stuff.
Oh, give me 1 second. I'll be back 1 second.
Okay. So yeah, folks, if you're enjoying having a guest on the video, be sure to let me know in the comments section. Yeah, I've been having a blast.
Alrighty, so.
Okay, I think we play Goblin Smuggler here over Double Pack Mastiff. Goblin Smuggler.
Yeah, I think so.
Kind of holds back a lot.
Especially because we do want to hit our land drops. We want to be able to out mana screwed opponent here.
This is gonna be good. Oh yes!
There we go.
Rewarded. So much skill went into that drawing of a land. I was training my whole life for that land draw.
Ooh, one thing to note, I just realized we're on 9 minutes, so we'll try to keep talking to a minimum, I think, and just try to jam a bit because you don't want to lose the clock.
I think the only reason we were down on time is because I was holding up my bag of holding.
No, don't worry about it.
Okay, so I think we just use the Goblin Smuggler here, and then draw an extra card. I don't think we attack with Pack Mastiff here.
Yep, I agree.
Oh, nice.
Ooh, not the best card here, but it's
gonna be
the card.
It's gonna be ferocious, and they can't cast their Chandra. They're miles from that, so let's just cast our Pack Mastiff and pass turn. And I think then next turn we can start attacking more aggressively.
Yeah.
Okay, the Spitfire. Oh, that was actually a good draw. Mountain. Now we can triple pump our Pack Mastiffs.
Yep.
So now I think we do attack with the Pack Mastiffs because we don't really have a ton to use our mana on. I don't know, because we have this Soul Salvage.
Yeah, this is gonna be real nice.
If we didn't have the Soul Salvage, it's definitely wrong to attack because they'll just trade their bad creatures. But now that we get to Soul Salvage back, I think double Pack Mastiff makes sense to me, or maybe Gorging Vulture.
Don't get back. I think let's get back Vulture so that we can mill some for the bottom.
And also it gives us another different cost in the graveyard because now we have
exactly. That's nice little synergy there.
And also we can like potentially just my gosh, opponent concedes.
All right, we got there.
Oh, pure justice.
They even gave us the win on the fact that we had 8 minutes. They didn't want to mise us out.
They didn't want to win with that way. They're a noble opponent.
Yeah.
Is there any consideration to just playing like a Feral Abomination?
You know what's funny? I was thinking the exact same thing. I kind of like that because it gets
well
around
against the Chandra. It doesn't get double blocked very well. Just kind of
and on the draw, we're more likely to have enough lands to be able to cast it. So I think I do like
playing
that.
One over a Mind Rot seems like a good plan. I think Boneclad Necromancer is too bad against Chandra to play.
Yeah.
I could consider playing do you want to even consider playing 2 copies?
I think 2 is a bit clunky. I think I just like the 1, but it's close.
Because we could play.
I think I like this. This looks.
Do you want to play
a
Fire Elemental?
Maybe Fire Elemental. Yeah, that's actually not bad over the dragon.
On the draw.
Or over the cut through. I think I like.
I like it because it's like another card that dodges the Chandra, and you really don't want your 5-drops to die to Chandra. When you're.
Yeah, it's so brutal when the Chandra opponent they have a bunch of elementals and they don't die.
This is a keep.
Yeah,
really
let's keep this.
This Mask of Immolation is going to do good work.
Okay, so let's see. I think as long as we draw like one of our engine cards, like a Keldon Raider or even a Thief, we're in good shape. And this mask had a decent amount of targets in their deck for us. There's one of them.
Heck yes.
So I think we
wait because they have Risen Reef.
It's close. I think we wait until they play their we let this attack happen, and then if they play Reef.
Well, they played a tap land, so they can't play Reef this turn. So I think we could just kill it now.
I think I want to do that. I think our late game is better besides their Chandra that we just don't want to take a bunch of damage.
Okay.
All right. Not an awful draw. The creature to equip for our mask.
Yeah, I think if they had a Reef, they would have played it there. It's just such a priority.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Because yes, we can discard our Undetermined, or we can discard a Soul Salvage. I mean, a land. Probably discard a land.
I think I like just playing the Servant because then it's still gonna trade the same way in combat.
Oh, good point.
Right?
We don't really have a clear thing to
we want this in the grave, and then yeah,
that makes sense to me. And they're gonna just play our Fire Elemental. We are curving our vanilla cards now. Please use the Digger. Okay, punished.
Ooh, slightly punished.
Only slightly.
All right, let's just jam the fire elemental.
Okay, fire elemental actually attacks pretty well into this stuff because of the mask.
Yeah, it does.
Okay, Risen Reef does
Ooh,
not match up.
there it is. They're just jamming it out there though, so that's good. Like I think you have to do that, but especially if opponent has Chandra in hand.
I'm terrified of Chandra. I'm so scared.
So
Shot.
that's interesting. They drew that land. They had the double red swords in their
I
hand.
think they might have just drawn a
All
spell.
right. Yeah, it's gonna it's
This is a
gonna
sweat.
be a close one.
It's a sweat.
So I think what kind of attack do you like here? Do you like just
I kind of want to just attack with fire elemental
fire elemental and then like kill the Bladewood tracker?
if they double block here. Yeah.
I think we have to get Risen Reef off the table this
Yeah,
turn.
because we
So
can also just play Pack Mastiff
maybe
equip
we
and get rid of it that way. Use a Pack Mastiff as a glorified 4-mana deal one.
I think we should. I think we kill
I think we play land for sure though.
the servant possibly, because like
Yeah.
we want the servant in the grave, and then the mastiff can trade off a little bit better later.
Yeah, I think we want to attack
It's
with our
close
fire
though.
elemental first though,
Yeah, I think so.
because this way they can't really have a good double block. They could chump with
Yeah,
their
no.
Risen Reef, but if they do that, we can just play Keldon Raider and Pack Mastiff. This is
They're
the
just fine
exact
with
this is the
that, eh?
exact block that I thought they would make. This does get rid of their late game value stuff. And then we can play equip.
All right. Yeah, I'll just do
Finish. Do
this.
you want to just kill both their guys, right?
I think so. If they have Chandra, it doesn't matter. Like
We just
there
lose.
are guys who are gonna die anyways. So
Yeah, we just lose to Chandra no matter what here.
yeah, and I think it's like not unreasonable that they have it. But you know what? Like buying back the soul salvage is
On a
not, or so buying back the fire elemental is not the worst.
yeah, please no land. Don't play a land opponent. You don't have a land. You're just stuck. Yes, it's a tap land.
Tap
Oh my
land.
gosh,
We did it.
maximal punishment
We did
opponent.
it.
Your 3 tap lands are just complete. Oh, they have a fire elemental of their
Oh,
own.
and they play an elemental though.
Okay, so I think we play Cryptic Caves and play Soul Salvage Keldon Raider.
I think so.
Play
I think we just have to
Keldon
like
Raider.
hope at this point.
Play,
It's not. I think it's very likely they do have Chandra in hand, but I don't think there's too much we can do about it.
ooh, Undead Servant. That's a nice little reload. And also the mask helps kill this Chandra.
Yeah, it's interesting. Do we want to equip the raiders, or do we want to just because like next turn we're gonna play? No, I think we have to. Yeah, we've got to just get these back this turn because if we don't hit a land, it's really bad for us next
We're just
turn.
gonna get Pack Mastiff and Fire Elemental.
Yeah, I think so. All right. Well,
If they don't have Chandra,
the
we're
worst
gonna win.
opponent
If
play
they
that
don't have a
Chandra.
Chandra, we're gonna win this game. So that's nice
Yeah.
upside.
That's true.
It's always an upside. Oh, it's a Chandra.
No.
No.
Oh, there it is. Here. Yeah.
No. Play a Fire Elemental. Aw, shocker. I'm surprised my opponent had Chandra. I didn't know they had that card in their deck.
Oh, the uptick. Ooh, that's spicy.
That's really bad for us. They played us like a magazine. I think we attack here.
I think so.
So let's do that.
We uptick and then we play Fire Elemental and Pack Mastiff, and then
Yeah.
you know it's kind of interesting actually because they have to either downtick on our
So we
elemental
play land.
or
We play our land here, and then we can play. Oh, we can't actually Elemental plus Undead Servant.
yeah.
So yeah, I think we just play both of these guys.
Well, maybe we just play Mastiff because then if they're forced to like, do we think they're going to -3 or -4? I'm
I
assuming
think
they're just going to negative
they're gonna minus
3. Like if we play Undead Servant and
if we can't play Undead Servant in Pack Mastiff, because then we just lose our entire board.
yeah, so we just play the Fire Elemental then. Yeah.
In Pack Mastiff, yeah. I think we might even play this land so that we can. So we have 6, 7
Yeah,
mana.
I think so. I think we have enough to do with our mana that we need to play it.
Yeah. And we are at a high life total, and we have this Undead Servant coming
All
up
right.
for a
Well,
decent
hopefully
value.
they just have nothing else here.
Yeah, my opponent is not in the market of having nothing though. They are
Yeah,
a shrewd opponent.
yeah.
Masterfully using their Chandra. Oh my gosh, that's brutal.
And so they kill our Pack Mastiff with that, and they down tech on our Elemental.
Okay.
That's actually okay. Oh, they're okay. They're being a little bit greedy, which is good
Good for us.
because now we can go Servant, Sack, Mask, kill Scorpion.
Yeah, we kill the Scorpion here, and then we definitely attack them. But they're just gonna attack.
Yeah, they're gonna block sack, which isn't great for us. But at the same time, that means they have to either choose to kill all of our servants in the Mastiff or to downtick on the Elemental. So like either way, they're not in the best shape next turn.
Do we even play the Undead Servant here?
Yeah, and then we just
Cause
sack the zombie, I believe.
yeah, and we don't play the Pack Mastiff. I think we just sacrifice Cryptic Caves, or double equip our thing. So we'll sack the zombie to kill a Sedge Scorpion.
Oh no,
Completely dominated.
that's brutal.
That's so bad for us. What the heck?
All right, I guess we just pass then. We can equip. Well, I guess we can equip the mask.
We'll attack Chandra.
Yeah. And then yeah, we're not in the best of shape, but I mean, if that's our last card, it's not the worst thing.
Oh my gosh, this is so bad. Wow, they're just going face. Oh my goodness.
Interesting.
We're going to equip. I think equipping is better. Equip the servant. Opponent also has 12 more minutes on the clock than us.
Yeah, well, we're not winning on that axis.
I don't think we're going to time them out, sadly. They're just -3ing here, I think. So I think we block, sack the Chandra. I think that's a fine option. It makes their
Interesting.
It makes their minus a lot worse. And I think that's what they're going for.
Yeah, I think so.
Because then we can kill the Chandra next turn, whereas before we couldn't. So, having it at 9 versus.
Wow, they're just going all in, eh?
Oh my gosh, how many emblems? We have 3 emblems. We can win this.
We can beat this. Honestly, like
we can totally win.
We
oh,
can...
life gain is so sweet.
Can we kill the Chandra this turn?
Yeah, we can.
We go
attack triple pump.
Can we?
We can pump 4 times.
7, 8, 9, 10.
No.
Yeah, we can, right?
No, we can't. I did my math badly.
Yeah, we have just
5,
7,
6, 7. Oh yeah, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, we can't kill it.
Okay, let's go for that, and we're honestly like not in the worst shape. Nope. Oh wait, let's make sure.
Yeah. I was about to say, we have to make sure we tap our mana very carefully. I was like, I was like looking at that. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna choke this so badly. So we do lose to a shock here, but we were already really screwed. And now
there's not much we can play around here.
And we are gonna.
All right, let's F6 to save some time on the clock, and we'll just hope for the best.
Wow, my opponent lost their Chandra. Things are heating up. Our Gorging Vulture could buy us just enough time.
Yeah, honestly, like that, this Vulture could be big. Oh no, what is this?
It's a fire elemental.
It's a big thing. That's unfortunate, but.
Okay, so we are on a 4-turn clock technically. Keldon Raider.
All right, so let's go Vulture first. See what we're working with.
Okay.
This could be up to 4 life. Like
2 life.
we that's not bad. Like
yeah,
buys us a turn.
Yeah.
All right, so I think we just we sack the.
I think we want to kill the Sedge Scorpion.
Yeah.
So we're gonna Mask of Immolation. We're gonna get rid of the Pack Mastiff. No.
Yeah, I think so. Or do we? No, I think maybe we get rid of the Vulture because the Pack Mastiff, like double Pack Mastiff's gonna deal a lot more damage.
Yeah. Can we even attack?
And we're just looking to deal as much damage as we can.
We can't attack this turn.
You don't like attacking this turn?
No,
like ping the Sedge Scorpion and then just attack with the Fire Elemental.
Then they attack us with their Fire Elemental.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, you're right.
But now this turn we can chump block their Fire Elemental with our Gorging Vulture now. It might have been just incorrect to equip the mask, but I think it's fine because now we'll take 3. We'll go down to 8. We still have we're on a 4-turn clock here. Prismite also dies to our pinging, which is really good for us.
Prismite's not the worst thing for us.
Okay, so we will untap. We are low on time.
Yeah, I think we can pull this up. Ooh, wow.
So we're gonna ping.
Okay, let's just go. I think we just jam.
Okay, I'm just gonna play as fast as possible. If I do anything wrong, just point it out to me.
Yeah, just jam. we pump our mastiffs. Oh, you don't want to. Oh, you.
Oh no, we're
Yeah,
gonna
that's
pump. We're
fair.
gonna
Yeah,
pump.
you're right. You're right. You're right. I think I agree. Just jam it all.
Oh man, this is so close.
Wow. Yeah.
Okay, we have a minute and 24
We just need
seconds.
them to brick. Wow. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do this. I think. This is our. We got 2 attacks here.
I think we play Rapacious Dragon, right?
Yep.
And then into Keldon Raider. Ah! No, not discarding murder.
All right.
No second Chandra, please.
That's the one thing we
Oh
can't.
my gosh, we're gonna go to exactly 2.
No shock.
Leafkin Druid.
All right, we just murder that, and I think that's the game.
I'm not gonna take the time to do the math because it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Maths for losers at this point.
Or the ultimate winners.
And we pump our mastiffs, and yeah.
Did we get there? Yes! Oh! I can't believe we won! That was insane!
That was amazing.
Oh! Oh!
Oh man.
Oh man. That is a oops, wrong button. Wrong one. That is a screenshot moment right here.
Yeah, let's do that.
Oh my gosh, that was insane. So that was definitely the most intense match I've ever played.
Yeah, well played, I think, from our part. Like
yeah, I think we had to play that game very close to perfectly to win that one. Because like we had to like save out for those big attacks later on. Like we couldn't just suicide into a Sedge Scorpion or also I will note our gorging vulture gained us exactly 2 life. So if it hadn't gained us life, we would have lost. It had to gain us at least 1 life. Oh
yeah, we did it.
My gosh. I can't believe we won that game.
All right.
That is a screenshot moment right there. Holy heck. The sideboard tech fire elemental was so clutch. No joke. Honestly, I mean,
yeah, there was a lot of things that went right in that game.
If we hadn't had the fire elemental, he could have -3'd and killed our entire board. Because we brought in the fire elemental for like a Fathom Fleet or something.
I also think the opponent was a little bit aggressive with the Chandra upticking.
My gosh,
like I think
definitely. They definitely underestimated our Pack Mastiff.
Yeah. I think if they just controlled our board a little bit better, then that would have been, I don't think we would have won that game. But
keep in mind, that was still like, our opponent was probably still like, oh no, just draw anything but a land, and they drew like 3 lands in a row. The fact that we had 40 seconds left also made that way more intense. I think this is a keep on the play.
Yeah, this is fine.
We have a way to get rid of these extra lands a little bit. Undead Servant has been very good for us.
Yeah, like I like that card.
It added 7 power to our board on that really key racing turn and gave us fodder for our mask.
Oh, is another Score Spitter deck? Oh boy.
It's a bit of
Mono Red Menace again.
Can
we draw the 2-drop?
Opponent, so let me show you the way. That was a skillful 2-drop. We knew it was on top. It was part of our
we put it together.
Oh gosh.
All right.
Heartpiercer Bow is such a beast.
Yeah, Heartpiercer Bow has been just like insane in every single match we've had
like
here.
Every time I just like, we'll side in Heartpiercer Bow. Another 3-drop right on curve. Milling. Couple lands.
And we draw. Okay, well, Miller Soul Salvage, but that's okay.
We're not going to attack, I don't think. They'll just trade. I guess we're just going to trade on defense anyway, probably.
Yeah.
We'll just trade with the Vampire because it's going to trade with something eventually. They do not trade. Oh, Bag is a great draw.
Ooh, Bag is kind of interesting. So I think
I'm on Swamp. Keldon Raider kind of want to pitch the extra Swamp.
Yeah, so I think we should attack here because they're going to be incentivized to trade off this Pack Mastiff anyways. So yep, I like that.
Perfect. And this just gets it off the board, so now our Keldon Raider is so much better. Do you want to get rid of the Undead Servant?
There's a chance that we played Undead Servant there first and then Bag next turn, but I think this is also good. Just getting more power on the board.
Yeah, because it also just blocks. Yeah, I guess I'm playing Undead Servant would have been maybe better. I kind of want to pitch the
Nah,
Undead
it's
Servant.
close. I mean, this presses our advantage a little bit better, and like the one land probably won't matter that much.
Yeah, let's get rid of the swamp. We drew a swamp anyway. Rewarded. Next turn we can play our Undead Servant plus Bag of Holding.
Yeah. Give me 1 second, I'll be back again.
Okay, cool. Jeez. Marauding Raptor. That is a house and a half.
Ooh, that's an aggressive Marauding
I know.
Raptor
They
from
played
that.
Marauding Raptor, and I was like, oh, they're doing something crazy. I think we just play our
So
Bag of Holding.
I've been in this spot actually before. My opponents had Marauding Raptor, and I think we're actually incentivized just like to not attack
We
into
can
it.
attack our Goldring.
Like there's a chance that a lot of their hand just can't be cast.
Yeah, I think we just play our
So
bag,
I think we just
bag,
play out our board, and then we can go in for one big attack after.
bag, Undead Servant, and Gorging Vulture. I think just getting a 3-2 into play is just still a fine thing. Like we're overpaying
I
slightly,
agree.
but we have the mana.
And this Bag of Holdings can be good.
Oh, Bag of Holding has been pretty great. Even though that one game, the only game we had it, it didn't win us against the Chandra. I still can't believe. So honestly, so much had to go right for us that game. I was thinking about it. Our opponent also had to have their 6th land be a tapped woodland stream.
That's true. Yeah, that was big.
I think we block with Undead Servant here.
So we just block here, right? Like we don't care too much.
We don't care.
Could be Blade Brand, but
we don't care if Undead Servant
that's
dies.
okay.
But yeah, I think we definitely block with this guy.
Yeah, I don't really care if our Undead Servant dies.
Yeah, Undead Servant dying is a plus because then we get more value.
Sure, down.
I am
That's fine
down
for us.
with this line. Okie doke. Ooh, Unchained Berserker. Not great. But I think we just play the Undead Servant here and attack for 2 in the air again.
Yeah, I think so.
Especially now that they have a 3-3. We have a 3-2 that matches up really well with trades. Holding up this Shock. The only cards to represent for 1 mana, I think, are Unsummon, Shock, and Might of the Masses. Like, I was thinking about what card I can represent for a single green, and I think it's only Might of the Masses. And I don't think there's a
Interesting. I wonder if there's splashing like Moldervine Reclamation.
Oh, that would make sense. Blood-Soaked Altar. Okay.
Oh, Blood-Soaked Altar. Okay, that's a scary card. That's definitely going to take over the game for them.
Yeah, but they don't have that many cards in hand, and they don't have that many creatures. And so we're just like 1 removal spell away. We also have this bag. Oh my gosh, 3 different cards.
Wow, that was great. Okay, so now I think we just bash with everything. They're going to eat our Vulture. We trade with something. We put them to 7, and then we just play our 2 things here.
Yeah. That seems good to me. They're going to trade here, eat our Vulture. And then they go to 9.
I'm sorry, put them to 9, not 7.
They take 7. They're just going to 7.
That's fine too. The thing is, like, this attack might seem a little bit aggressive, but the thing is, we can't let them just keep activating Altar, so we need to pressure their life total in some capacity.
Also, our Embodiment of Agonies will kind of make them have to lose their demon. Because it can attack them for 3 in the air every turn. And we did kind of throw away the 2-2, but the 2-2 was kind of free in some ways, because we did get it from the Undead Servant. And then the other card that we lost was like... I think we lost 2 tokens, right?
Yeah.
No, we all lost a gold.
I think it's a lot worse if we just like lay back and keep them 14 allowed and keep activating Altar.
If they're at 7, it's really tricky. Yeah, okay, so now we can just get rid of that. We'll do it before combat in case we draw Murder.
Mm-hmm.
And now Unchained Berserker attacks. All of our guys still attack, so I think we just bash again, right?
So we could go, yeah, we attack, and they can eat one of our guys, but that's okay. That leaves us with Embodiment plus their demon.
The fact that they can only do this at sorcery is really good. I thought it might be instant, but if we attack with everything, they'll go block, 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 take 3.
Yeah. The other take 3 or... Well, they're going to take 3 no matter what, but they might leave our Embodiment alive, which is fine.
They also don't have a creature to sacrifice.
We just want to pressure their resources as much as we can,
yeah.
So making trades here is good, especially when we have... other Undead Servants in this bag going.
Yeah, this bag is a house. It's a house bag. that was such a cringy line. I cringed when I said that. And I was like, oh gosh.
And now we're in a good place. Like, we have this bag. They're at 4. We've got some reach in our deck.
Okay, Audacious Thief, sure.
Okay, that's fine. They can't activate that too many times. They can make a 5/5 here, which is probably what they'll do. But
we'll just attack them. If they don't, they'll have to block with it potentially. Okay, they go to 2. They can't activate their altar anymore, which is huge for us.
Yeah,
Now we
and,
just need
and that's exactly why we
we just need
kept
any creature.
attacking, right?
Yeah, now their altar's a dead
So
card.
another, yeah. Oh, there we go. We got
Yeah,
the game.
all skill.
Smuggler, all star as always. Yeah, just loot for
Loot
the
for the bag.
for the rubbins.
Not the rubbins. Just it's a purely game theory optimal play. The ultimate Unchained Berserker. Berserker Unchained. He wanted to get through. He's not chained by
All
demons.
right,
Okay,
we
let's
did
move back
it.
to sideboard. Thief, Cutthroat, Gruesome Scourge. They don't really have anything worth like thinking about. They have a couple. Oh right, they have the one toughness guys. That's probably worth bringing in or worth considering anyway. Killing those off.
Yeah, I think it's close. Like I almost don't want to bring Bo here because like I don't think that's those are the things that matter in this matchup.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I don't think the one toughness creatures are going to be the things that actually are what hold us back from enabling our game plan. So I think we just kind of like they're more of a grindy deck, I think, and I don't think Scorch Spitter necessarily belongs in their deck, especially with Marauding Raptors. So I don't think those are actually going to be the key cards. So I think we want to board up a little bit, even like bring in those maybe a Feral Abomination and
do we want to bring in a Mind Rod?
possibly even let's see, like our fire elementals. They had a lot of 3 power
I don't think
creatures,
Skeleton's
so
gonna be super
fire
relevant.
elemental's gonna be pretty good here. Yeah, skeleton come out. Sorry, skeletons, you haven't been that great this draft.
Yeah, we don't have any real synergies with it other than like our little
Yeah.
ping synergy, but we don't really care about their Scorch Spitter and their other 1/1 guy. I don't think we keep the Berserker in. Berserker can probably come out. It was good.
I agree.
It was good there, but won't be great usually. And then I think our other cards are all pretty solid. I think Fathom Fleet Cutthroat's pretty good just because they're going to have those 5/5 sometimes.
Yep.
And do you want to bring in one Mind Rot, one Feral Abomination?
I like that.
Because Mind Rot's really good against their the fact that they're already going to be trying to discard potentially, and it could just make it so they can't, I don't know, use it that much.
All right,
this
great
hand is fantastic. Jeez. Our deck is
we
really...
even have the turn 3 Mind Rot.
Keep this hand.
And worth noting for anybody who hasn't played with Mind Rot extensively, it's a card that's a lot better when you're on the draw because your opponent will have one less card in hand that they can possibly discard.
Yeah, exactly. I wasn't even thinking about that angle, but yeah, that's a very good point to make because, yeah, on the play you have less cards to work with, and it's more punishing. Also, sometimes you don't just want to cast it on turn 3. Sometimes there are moments where you'll want to wait.
Right, like if we in that game with Chandra, or that match with Chandra last turn or last match, we would have kept it if we drew it until turn 5.
Yes.
And Mind Rotted them at the last possible opportunity, probably.
Because then they might have only 2 cards in hand and they have to ditch their Chandra.
Exactly.
I think we play Pack Mastiff here over the Mask, right? Because we don't want to use our Mask to kill that, whereas they might play a higher opportunity target later. And the Pack Mastiff does a good job blanking the Scorch Spitter. And then we can play Audacious Thief, and then they maybe try to hold back a blocker, and then Mask might be good. Oh gosh, I do not think Chandra's Regulator is a good card.
Sorry?
I do not think Chandra's Regulator is a good card.
Yeah, it's pretty good if you do have enough mountains in your deck. Our opponent didn't have that many red cards. I don't know how good it's in their deck, but if you have if you're mono red, it can do some work.
Oh right, because yeah, if you are, I was just thinking it puts you down a card before you start being able to loot, kind of like that. But it's also kind of, I guess, pretty cheap to activate and find late game edition. I think we just want to play Audacious Thief here and just attack them for 2.
Yeah, I agree.
Come at me, Scorch Spitter. Definitely not a time where you want to Mind Rod.
Funny you mentioned that, and we have the Mind Rod, so they're down an additional card if you want to look at it from that angle.
From the Chandra's Regulator and kind of Scorch Spitter because it's a blank. You don't just want to put Scorch Spitter into any deck. I don't think my opponent's deck is a Scorch Spitter deck per se.
Yeah, the opponent's deck looks quite grindy, and Scorch Spitter is not a grindy card. It's a card where you want all of your cards to contribute to the same aggressive game plan.
So we whiffed on land. I don't think we want to use our Bag of Holding though, because we do have just like.
I think.
Do you want to just use?
Do you think we just Mind Rod here?
They do have 3 cards in hand, and you generally can assume that they'll go down at least 1 card, because I don't know. Mind Rot here could be just very Let's go Mind Rot. I like it.
Yeah, it makes their regulator a lot worse too.
Yeah, and then we hold back the Pack Mastiff this time because we don't have another blocker, and we don't want to trade damage right now. Wow, Bone Splinters, he's gone. I don't think we attack here.
No, I agree. We just have so much more card advantage. We're gonna win the long game.
We have 4 cards. They have 1. Oh, they played their land.
They played land, so they have a 5-drop here.
But it was a swamp, so they couldn't discard it anyway. Okay, Vengeful War Chief.
War Chief. That's fine. That's a little annoying, but it's not the end of the world.
It's their last card, so Okay, I think we just go land.
Sweet.
Uh, mat. No, we don't want a mask here. We could go embodiment, but that doesn't seem
We
great.
could we could mask and loot at the same
Yeah,
time.
I kind of
Like we
like
can
that.
either undead servant and trade off.
I kind of like that.
Oh no, we can't. So let's
I kind
see.
of like.
We can mask and then trade off mask activation plus pack mastiff for the war chief,
Well, we can also just chump and scorch
or
kill
we
the
can just
scorch
play
spitter.
war chief and trade off, and then play the embodiment. And embodiment will be pretty big next turn.
Yeah, I think playing the mask is fine here, and then we can bag
Sure, yeah,
because that also
I
helps us hit
agree.
our lands, and it also we can eventually just sacrifice the mask. I mean the bag if we need to. And my opponent really can't attack us because we just have a chump kill scorch spitter for free, which we'll probably do if they do attack. But and then in the future we can play undead servant and then just have a pretty, as you said, big embodiment of agonies. Or we can play rapacious drag. I think being able to activate bag of holding to find another land or find a kill spell for this vengeful war chief is pretty good.
All right.
Okay, let's go bag. Fathom Fleet Cutthroat. Well, that's definitely a card we want because we have this.
Yeah, so I think we just pitched the servant possibly.
Or the dragon.
Is that a servant or dragon? Dragon's good if we hit our fifth land, but
I kind of just.
maybe it's just not
Yeah,
necessary.
let's just get rid of the
Like,
dragon because the servant, I think,
yeah,
it's just going to. We can also get the dragon back later when it'll be more relevant.
yeah,
When flying will
exactly.
be relevant. And they're black red, so they won't have any flyers that we'll have to deal with. But this is just really powerful. Oh, yes. We're just going to do this turn. I think it's just the best thing we can be.
I agree. Then we have good attacks.
Yep. Let's go. Charge. Cryptic Caves. Still a nice land, as always.
Yeah, Cryptic Caves has done work this draft as well.
Yeah, we got to sacrifice it in that one epic game. It wasn't really. Sacrificing might not have even been optimal because yeah, it was just a lot of thinking. Okay. Draw a card. Okay. I think we want to activate Bag of Holding and play. No, we don't really want to. I think we could just play. We could play Undead Servant and equip.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. So
Or we could.
what do we play? Well, Undead Servant's gonna be a. Oh, sorry, Undead Servant. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. I thought it was embodiment. I was getting the names mixed up.
Undead Servant, and then.
Because now if they have a combat trick, we can blow them out.
Do you want to just attack and then activate Pack Mastiff, or do you think equipping is better?
I think equipping is better. Like I don't think getting it for the point. Like the worst. We're in a great spot, so we're gonna plan for
the worst
like
scenario.
the small corner cases that put us behind. So
the
worst thing that can happen is our opponent wins the combat with Scorch Spitter. I don't think getting the 1 point is gonna matter as much.
That is far from the worst thing that can happen. The worst thing that can happen.
Yeah, that's fair.
The worst that can happen is they play their Chandra with their Chandra's regulator in play, and then they just -3, kill our board, keep their Scorch Spitter. That is definitely. I was just thinking they have 6 mana and a Chandra's regulator out. I'm just all Chandra. I think we equip to the Undead Servant.
Yeah.
But yeah, then we just attack normally. Oh my gosh. The worst case scenario is they keep their Scorch Spitter around with a combat trick. Trading 1-for-1 combat trick for creature.
Look, I use the term worst case scenario lightly here.
You are too positive. You're just clearly an optimist. Okay.
I think we just take this. I think this is representing Fathom Fleet, so I think we're cool with just taking the 2 here.
Yeah, we're fine taking 2 damage. Because we're hitting them back for very much more than 2. Ha!
Yep, there we go.
Baited and outsmarted. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, so now I think we attack with everything. Use this to trade with this when they block it. And then play the embodiment. And if they don't block, then we can also use our bag instead. So I think we just let these trade out.
Yeah, let's pump here because it puts them on a 2-turn clock.
Oh, pumping, yeah, okay. That makes sense. Then we'll just play our embodiment. And we play our land so we can... No, we don't want to play our land. Actually, land can let us quadruple pump.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not super relevant. I think we'll hold land in case we need to discard.
Yeah, I think we hold land here.
Discard the Bag of Holding. I'm still terrified of Chandra.
Yeah, we'll just fade the Chandra.
Just fade the Chandra
that we haven't
fade the Chandra we haven't seen. Oh man, this is actually game 2, so we win the match if we win this game.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's been a heck of a draft.
Oh yes, this is game.
All right, I think that might do it.
Reduce to ashes your marauding raptors. Play my land. Oh no, they go to 1. No, they don't because we can sack Undead Servant. Haha!
Yeah.
Or they could have a murder or something. Boom! Opponent concedes! Oh,
We got
glory
it.
be! The Magic
What a
Online
draft.
Championship token. This is actually the first draft I've won in forever on Magic Online. Like, oh my gosh.
It's yeah, you got the look at the little trophy token now.
Oh yes, I've never seen this token before in my life.
Yeah, it's a new thing.
Oh nice, sweet. Oh yes. If you are watching this on YouTube and made it all the way till the end of the video, type hashtag beating Chandra in the comment section down below because that was sweet. If you would like to find Alex, you can find him on his Twitter. You just do your little sign off thing if you want.
Yeah, we can find me at cord_o_calls on Twitch and Twitter as well. Appreciate a follow there on either platform. And yeah, it's been thank you so much for inviting me on. By the way,
yeah,
it was
a complete blast. That was so
Yeah.
much fun. I think beating that Chandra was like the best match I've ever played in this format. Just like
yeah, that was
intense,
fun.
intense magic right there. Thank you so much for coming on. If you do want to see more guests in the future, be sure to let me know in the comment section. Remember to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel to get updates when I post more content. Thanks again to Alex for coming on, and I'll talk to you guys in my next video. Just have to find the